That's our boy, Jishak, the most ordinary certified L-taking loser the world has ever produced. While other manhwa MCs are out there getting main character arcs, bro's biggest achievement is clocking in on time. Then one day, the universe said, "Surprise, motherfucker," and boom, giant gates pop open all over the world like someone rage quit reality. Monsters start pouring out, cities go bye-bye, and everyone's panicking like it's 2020 all over again. But then, people start awakening, chosen by destiny, literal anime protagonists walking around with fire swords and lightning magic. And Jishak? He wakes up chosen to scrape monster intestines off the dungeon floor for minimum wage. Man didn't get powers, he got a mop and a cool chainsaw. At first, these awakened folks were called heroes. Their noble mission? Defend humanity, protect innocence, save the world. But then somebody realized monsters' body parts sell for millions, and suddenly these noble heroes turned into greedy goblins running a murder business. Survival? Nah, it's a loot grind now. So they rebranded from awakened to hunters, aka people who kill monsters for cash and Instagram clout. Meanwhile, our guy Jishak is still powerless, so he gets the honor of being an aftermath dungeon janitor, cleaning up guts, picking up bones, and getting a pat on the back like, "Good job, champ." Bro's whole paycheck is just a thumbs up emoji in real life. But then one night, something wild happens. He dreams of his grandpa, back when he was a kid. Old man looks at him and says, "Never abandon kindness, kid. Tomorrow will really knock your socks off." Before Jishak can ask Grandpa, what the fuck does that even mean? The man just straight up snaps out of existence like Thanos pressed delete. And that's when our janitor boy's life goes from NPC energy to, "Oh shit, I think I just unlocked the plot." Then suddenly he jolts awake in his dingy apartment, the echo replaced by the buzz of a cheap alarm. What the hell was I dreaming? He yawns, scrubbing his face. If he was going to show up, he could have at least given me the lottery numbers, or maybe the season 5 release date for Stranger Things. He stumbles to the bathroom. "Tomorrow will really knock your socks off." He said tomorrow in the dream, so that means today. What's so special about today? He brushes his teeth, mind wandering. Kindness is key, a lesson from a lifetime ago, right after he'd stolen a yogurt as a kid. Grandpa's last lesson, in fact. Jishak isn't a saint. He's not out here saving orphans. He gives a little time or money when the memory of the old man pricks his conscience. That's it. "Just give me the lotto numbers next time, Gramps," he mumbles to the mirror. The city outside is a familiar chaos. A broadcast drones from a public speaker. Areas of the highway are under restriction due to the appearance of a gate yesterday. Please use discretion. Soul just rolls with it now. Gates used to be world-ending events. Now they're traffic jams with teeth. Thanks to some magic barrier stones, they don't pop up downtown anymore. Life, in its messed up way, goes on. At the grimy assistant team depot, the morning meeting is pure bureaucracy meets apocalypse. It's a real, this is fine dog in a fire scenario. Except the fire is a C-rank gate. A dungeon has been reset in Sector 7G. Assigned workers prepare and report. Jishak clocks in. Assistant 2431. Jishak. He thinks, is it just me, or are more dungeons showing up these days? Are we in an arc where the difficulty just keeps ramping up? The mission site is another gorgeous cavern. His crew rolls in, chainsaws in hand. "Hey, Jishak." His friend Jinho calls out, eyeing the mountain of monster carcasses. "Looks like a lot of them today, too. Those poser hunters only ever think about themselves." Huh. They drop the mic and leave, like it's a rap battle and we're the stage cleaners. Another assistant scoffs. "You really think the high and mighty hunters give a damn about us?" A third voice, tired but pragmatic, cuts in. All right. Let's finish up so we can get out of here and grab some drinks." A symphony of chainsaws roars to life. Jishak approaches a particularly massive beast. This guy is huge. His saw bites deep. He's a machine of precision amidst the carnage. It's disgusting. It's his job. Jinho watches him, impressed. "You really are something, man. I guess all those hours of training paid off. You're basically the John Wick of dungeon sanitation." "It's nothing," Jishak grunts, severing a limb. "Nah, I'm proud of you. Most people quit this job after a few days. You've stuck it out." Jinho gives him a genuine, grease-streaked thumbs up. "You're even better than some of us old-timers. You've got a knack for it." He raises his voice, addressing the whole weary crew. "I'd say he deserves a thumbs up from everyone, don't you agree? Let's give it up for Jishak." The crew, a band of miserable but good-natured souls, play along. A chorus of grins and raised thumbs up fills the foul air. Jishak feels a weird sense of déjà vu. Wait a minute, that gesture. Why does this feel so familiar? Jinho laughs. "At this rate, you might even become the next head assistant. The prophecy is true." The words hang in the air, glowing with ethereal light right in front of Jishak's face. He freezes. The world seems to mute. Status: Jishak has leveled up. Requirement met, 7x thumbs up of genuine regard received in a single event. Hidden condition fulfilled, a lifetime of small kindnesses remembered. You have been selected by a god. Hidden power is now awakened. What the hell is this? Did I just get isekai'd? Jishak breathes. It starts as a tingle in his bones. Then a vibration. Energy, raw and golden, erupts from his core. Not destructive, but profoundly solid. A firestorm of raw power crackled under Jishak's skin. My body is on fire. I'm an awakened one. Energy pulsed from him in visible waves, making him feel like a budget, glowing version of a Dragon Ball Z character powering up. His chainsaw clattered to the stone floor, forgotten. Wait, is this what they call going plus ultra? He thought, utterly bewildered. Two of his boys rushed over, faces etched with concern. Jishok, what's wrong? One blurted. You're not hurt, are you? Said the other. Jishok just stared at his glowing hands for a second, the system window still burning in his vision. He blinked, the energy receding like a tide. He forced a grin, one that felt faker than a politician's apology. I'm fine, he lied, channeling his inner. This is fine meme. My foot just fell asleep. Pins and needles, you know? His friend chuckled, reaching out to clap his shoulder. Someone's been working a little too hard. Take it easy, man. Don't overdo it, the other added. Okay, Jishok nodded, his heart hammering against his ribs. As they walked back, someone muttered, more and more of us getting hurt on the job lately. Everyone needs to be more careful. Jishok's mind raced. It's not like there's a reason to be nervous, right? Deep breaths, Jishok. Don't be an NPC. He needed to snap out of it. His eyes darted to the small camera mounted on his grimy bodysuit, the suit every assistant wore, to monitor material extraction. The body cam is recording everything. It was recording in real time. He looked back at his hands, the echo of power still tingling in his fingertips. I never thought this would happen to me. I mean, I've seen the hunters do their thing, but feeling it myself. It's so strange. I just hope I don't end up like poor Boromir from Lord of the Rings, just trying to do a job and then suddenly dealing with powers I don't understand. Jishok, finish up that one over there, a comrade shouted, pointing at a remaining hulk of monster. Got it, he called back, moving on autopilot. His thoughts were a torrent. Most people awaken before their mid-20s. There was that one guy at 31, and they treated him like a fossil. I'm not young. I don't get it. Maybe it's because I've stared death in the face so many times from the cleanup side. He hefted a chunk of freshly severed monster meat. It's not necessarily a good thing. What if I'm stuck with some lame D-tier power? Like I can only slightly adjust the color of my socks. I'd probably end up as monster food within a week. He'd seen it firsthand too many times. Hunters getting bodied, their remains barely recoverable. No sane person wanted this job. Being a hunter is basically signing up for an early funeral, like the red shirts in Star Trek. Ding! GodTube notification. Check your status window. Immediate attention required. This is not a drill. The cheerful pings were like drills in his skull. All that ding-dinging is so damn annoying. Why does it keep going off? Hey, that's everything, right? Jishok, what are you doing? Let's finish up and get out of here, a friend said. Almost done. Jishok lied. The system pinged again. Please check the status window. Would you stop? He gritted his teeth. I should probably keep this to myself. Hunters got immunity, pensions, gun licenses, the whole VIP package. But the price was your life on a hair trigger. If a dungeon popped up nearby, you dropped everything and went. Nothing in life was free. If you're at least C tier, you've got some protection. But D tier or lower, you're just fancy cannon fodder. The bus ride home was a blur of adrenaline crash and existential dread. What the hell is going on? Back in his tiny apartment, he groaned. Where did I put that menthol rub? Ah, I'm really sore. All over. He touched his shoulder, wincing. I've heard people get stuck in bed for days after a hunt. Not only is it dangerous, but you never know when you'll have to drop everything and go. GodTube system, God requests immediate confirmation. The window glowed insistently in his dark room. I heard a very select few get awakened by a god, but me. He stood up, leaning against his bed frame. When the existence of gods was confirmed, it turned the world on its head. A tough pill to swallow. But the real kicker? The gods chose the awakened. They handed out the powers. He grabbed his soda from his fridge, the can hissing open. So what's my deal? First I awaken, then a god DMs me. He took a long swig. All right, fine. You want me to check? I'll check. He sighed, feeling utterly ridiculous. Open system manual. A holographic interface, sleek and glowing, materialized in front of his sofa. It really works, he whispered. I guess this is real. A flicker of grim hope ignited. I know what I can do with this. I've seen the Hunter's UI 1,000 times. My name, occupation, level, it'll all be there. But the screen that bloomed was nothing like the sterile combat-focused interfaces he'd glimpsed. It was brightly colored, aggressively cheerful, and looked like it was designed by a committee of social media managers who'd all watched The Truman Show on repeat. Welcome to GodTube, your patron deity, god of humble foundations. Congratulations! A god has selected you to become a GodTube influencer. You get a car! For more information, please click the help button. Jishok's brain blue-screened. This doesn't seem right. This is the definition of a bait and switch. Just then, a cheerful pixelated avatar of a smiling figure popped up. It had the unsettling manic energy of a mascot who knew a dark secret. Welcome, fledgling influencer, to GodTube. Jishok stared. What's with the thumbs up? Is this some kind of Gen Z ancient gesture? Why is everyone so obsessed with that today? Then it hit him. The memory of his dream. Grandpa's firm, warm thumbs up. Kindness is key. Unless Gramps? Can it be? Is this what he meant by something amazing? This is officially weirder than anything in The Good Place. I still can't tell if this is a good thing or not. Hesitantly, he clicked the help button. I guess we'll have to take a look and see. The system cheerfully info-dumped. To advance, he must receive thumbs up from those around him. Points from thumbs up would allow him to level up, gaining points through thumbs up. What kind of nonsense is this? This isn't Dark Souls, this is a popularity contest. Hunters got points from slaughtering monsters. Why was his grind different? GodTube continued. Thumbs up could also be used to purchase special items and skills. Leveling up unlocked new options. The core message was clear and utterly absurd. Thumbs up are power. It's like the whole system runs on an extreme version of a LinkedIn endorsement. There must be some mistake, Jishok muttered. Thumbs up? He navigated to the status option. Just let me see my profile. The screen updated. Name, Jishok. Occupation? GodTube influencer strength. D intelligence. C level. No name GodTuber. Sub-rookie status. Has not yet made his debut. Gain thumbs up to become stronger and gain notoriety. Jishok's jaw hung open. What? Sub-rookie? No-name GodTuber? Status has not yet made his debut. His stats were a complete meme, all Ds and an F for mana. It was basically the digital equivalent of an oof sound effect. He slumped back onto the sofa, the fight draining out of him. I'm actually a GodTube influencer. A long, weary sigh escaped him. I thought I'd be able to shoot lightning from my hands, or at least finally get the Infinity Gauntlet or something. What the hell is a GodTube influencer supposed to do? He ran a hand down his face. What am I supposed to do now? Do I have to start asking people to smash that like button and subscribe? The memory of his grandfather's kind, wrinkled face surfaced again. Gramps, is this really what you meant by something amazing? So there he was, awakened, chosen by a god, and his divine destiny was GodTube. Jishok stared at the glowing interface, his soul weighed down by premium-grade confusion. So I'm awakened, and now what? I'm suddenly a GodTube influencer. I thought I'd be able to shoot lightning from my hands or something. What is this? Grandpa, you sure this is a good thing? He felt like he'd ordered an Isekai and received a slice of life with microtransactions. Finally, he sighed, the sound full of lifetime subscriptions to regret. Fine, let's give it a shot. I mean, the ship had sailed. He was awakened. No refunds, no returns. Not much else I can do. It's not much, but it's honest work, he mumbled, echoing an ancient meme. But before touching anything, he paused. He scanned his pathetic stats. I guess it'd be best to start by leveling up strength and stamina. He imagined a future him, jacked and shredded, a true gigachad hunter. Those are most important for fighting monsters, after all. Then, a veteran's cold logic straight out of a battle-tested MMORPG forum cut in. Wait, from what I've seen of hunters, mana is probably the most important thing. The second they run out of juice mid-fight, they're toast. I gotta go full glass cannon. Alright, he decided. I'll start by leveling up my mana. Use 15 thumbs up to upgrade mana from F rank to F+. Jishok's eye twitched. Isn't that a bit much? He hissed at the screen. How could it possibly cost 15 whole points just to go from F to F+? This was a scam. A divine, algorithmic scam. Is this a free-to-play game? He thought bitterly. He couldn't just spend thumbs up willy-nilly. With a grumble of protest, he mentally agreed. A warmth, alien and deep, ignited in his chest. The GodTube alert cheerfully informed him his mana was now at the lowest possible rank for actually using skills. You can now utilize the magic that runs in your veins. Suddenly, the ambient energy in his crappy apartment began to stir, drawn toward him. It gathered, a faint, shimmering heat just beneath his skin. Jishok's eyes went wide. Is this what mana feels like? My heart is on fire. Is that where the mana is? He opened his eyes, looked at his hands. My fingertips, something's coming out. A barely visible, wispy glow emanated from them. The system pinged. Your understanding of mana has increased. Mana can temporarily increase strength and durability. Skill usage is more effective. Seems like I really have been awakened, he muttered, a flicker of real awe cutting through the absurdity. Then he frowned. Still, no skills. Do I need more thumbs up first? He checked his balance. A pathetic 2 thumbs up remained. Pathetic. Just like my social life, he sighed. The GodTube window, like a pushy salesman, popped up. Would you like to purchase a skill? The skill store bloomed before him. Jishok leaned forward, his breath catching. All of these are skills. Oh my god, there's too many to count. He scanned the listings, his heart doing backflips. Pegasus Flash Blade, the legendary sword technique of the celestial steed, said to pierce the fabric of dimensions itself. Swordsmanship rank, SS or higher. Whoa, that's some serious Bankai level stuff. A Archangel's Serenade, a hymn of healing once performed by the Archangel Gabriel, cures all diseases and curses. True masters can resurrect the dead. Musical instrument performance rank, S or higher. It can bring someone back to life. The hope was instantly crushed when he saw the cost. The number of thumbs up required had more digits than his bank account. What the hell? That's insane. The zeros never end. It's over 9,000. Who could ever afford that? He slumped back, lightheaded. I'm gonna pass out. There's no way that's ever possible. He waved a dismissive hand. Show me a skill I can actually buy. For 2 thumbs up. The system filtered. 432 skills available for first thumb up. 358 skills available for 2 thumbs up. There are quite a lot. He scrolled, his enthusiasm plummeting faster than a D-rank hunter in a boss room. Breathe in and breathe out. It never feels nice. No matter how far you go, your legs never get tired. No matter how quickly you eat, your stomach never gets upset. So with a few points, I guess there are only simple skills like these. He kept scrolling. Poop. Nature's call. The world is his bathroom. Go whenever you need to go. Jishak let out a dry chuckle. At least they're fun to read. Gotta catch 'em all. The basic life skills. He moved to the 2 thumb up section. The first one made him pause. Increases blood flow and revitalizes strength. Can be used on friendly targets. The 2 thumbs up skills look a lot more useful. A massage. His brain, sharpened by years of scraping by, started running the numbers. This is the equivalent exchange. This would be helpful for collecting thumbs up. Most people would probably give me 1 if I used the skill on them. He imagined the scene, his work buddies groaning in relief. Wow, Jishak, you sure know how to work those hands. It feels great. Me next. And me next. A slow grin spread across his face. It's perfect. A hidden gem. For the price of 2 thumbs up, I can earn an infinite amount more. This is peak entrepreneurship. He pressed the purchase button. Now I'll have the massage skill. The next day at Assistant HQ, the grind resumed. One of the veteran assistants, Mr. Kim, greeted him. Hey, you're here. I thought you might be late after the day you had yesterday. Mr. Kim, Jishak replied. You're already here. You're early as always too, Jishak. Don't you live way out in the city? Must be tiring commuting every day. Mr. Kim shrugged, a man worn smooth by routine. I'm used to it by now. It's not so bad. He sighed. Yesterday was hard on all of us. You shouldn't have taken the day off. We were on a break, he thought, but didn't say. What would I do with a day off? Kim continued, a lonely smile on his face. My family lives abroad. It's better to just come to work and earn some cash. Jishak felt a pang of something. All right, but be careful. It's not an easy job, you know. As Jishak shrugged into his grimy bodysuit, the camera on the shoulder beeped. Employee identity confirmed. Welcome, assistant. Come to think of it, Jishak mused, there's probably a ton of footage on these body cams. The assistant cinematic universe. Hey, he started, casual. Do you think it's okay to upload the footage from our cameras? Mr. Kim looked puzzled. Why? I mean, the hunters upload their support footage to their personal channels all the time. You think it'd be okay for us to do that too? Kim rubbed his chin. I'm not sure. When you signed your contract, didn't it have a confidentiality clause? Jishak winced. Oh, right. The confidentiality clause. Silly me, forgetting the fine print. And anyway, Kim laughed, do you think people would even want to watch what we do? All we do is cut up monster corpses. Even I probably wouldn't want to watch. They wouldn't even see the cool stuff the hunters do. It's not exactly A-team material. Yeah, Jishak said, feigning defeat. You're probably right. But hey, Kim said, clapping him on the shoulder. How about I go with you to ask? Jishak blinked. You'd help me? Of course. You never know until you try. It'll be less embarrassing for you if we get rejected together, after all. He boomed with laughter. Jishak nodded. He's right. It's not easy asking a favor from the higher-ups. This is the way. All right then, Kim said. Let's get going. Thank you, Mr. Kim. No problem, kiddo, Kim replied with a warm smile and almost as a reflex gave him a firm, solid thumbs up. Jishak's system pinged. Thumbs up received. A spark ignited behind Jishak's eyes. I am off to a good start. He flexed his fingers slightly, feeling the new, faint hum of the massage skill nestled within his mana. Let's see what this massage can do. This is my villain origin story. Or maybe just my side hustle origin story. Lunchtime hit at 12:30, and the break room was a chorus of groans and contentment. Man, I'm stuffed. I might need a second stomach just for that dessert. Where's my Ant-Man suit so I can expand my food capacity? The food was so good today. Be careful not to overdo it. Jishak's friend, Jin-ho, elbowed him playfully. It's pretty impressive how you deal with those monster corpses and then come and eat so well. He laughed. Then Jin-ho's expression turned sly. He leaned in, a classic cartoon villain look on his face. So, I heard you're going to ask headquarters if you can start broadcasting your body cam footage. Jishak paused, a bite halfway to his mouth. Word sure does travel fast around here. Oh, did Mr. Kim tell you? Why does it matter who I heard it from? Another assistant chimed in. If you're going to ask, we might as well do it together. Yep, a third voice added. If you're going to ask, we should ask as a group. The older veteran, Mr. Park, nodded sagely. That way, if we fail together. Could be fun. And if you have us all to back you up, it'll be easier to ask. No need to worry if we're there with you. Jishak felt a weird warmth in his chest. These guys, they treat me like I'm one of their own. Thanks, guys. An idea sparked. He raised a hand. Hey, everyone. I recently took a massage class. Want me to give it a go? The room perked up. Massage? You want to give us massages? That would be great. My whole body's been hurting these days. Since we still have a bit of lunch break left, let's start now. Chatter filled the room. Jishak motioned to Mr. Kim. You're up first, if you'd just follow me this way. Internally, he was sweating. Hopefully I won't fall flat on my face. He activated the massage skill. His hands grew warm, tingling with intent. All right, I'll start gentle, Jishak said. Mr. Kim chuckled, easing onto a chair. Ah, a massage from Jishak. I can't even pay you or anything. Yeah, don't work during break time. Take it easy, someone else said. I'm fine, no worries at all, Jishak replied. His hands made contact, and then they moved on their own. What the hell, Jishak thought, his nerves evaporating into shock. It's like my hands have a mind of their own. They're moving by themselves. I'm starting to feel like Dr. Strange, only instead of the mystic arts, it's just pure, unadulterated shiatsu. I guess it works automatically when I activate the skill. His thumbs and palms found knots and tension with supernatural precision, kneading and pressing with perfect pressure. Mr. Kim let out a long, shuddering sigh. You're really good at this, huh? Ah, is there something strange here? Ji-chok slid his hand along a specific ridge of muscle on Kim's lower back. Oh my god, my back, Mr. Kim gasped. Ji-chok flinched. Ah, sorry, did that hurt? Should I stop? No, not at all. Kim's voice was full of wonder. It just felt so good is all. Wow, my back definitely feels a lot better, that's for sure. Someone else stood up. Really? Is it that good? Look at how fast his hands are moving. He's no joke. Mr. Else Park whistled. He's like one of those massage gun things. Get a load of this guy. He's the one-punch man of relaxation. Mr. Kim finally turned, his face relaxed, and gave Ji-chok a solid, heartfelt thumbs up. Man, I really feel great now. My back feels the best it's ever felt. You're the best. The dam broke. Who knew he was so talented? Me next, Ji-chok. Oh, me too. Ji-chok grinned. The system pings becoming a sweet melody in his mind. Everyone will get a turn. One by one, he worked through them. His hands were a blur of therapeutic motion. His coworkers groaned in relief, their shoulders loosening, their spines cracking back into alignment. Thumbs up flowed like a river. It's awesome, Ji-chok crowed internally. At this rate, I'll have a ton of points in no time. Then a thought struck him. Wait. Massage is a passive skill. That means it costs no mana, right? I wonder what would happen if I put a bit of mana into it. The system said mana makes skills more effective. Okay, let's give it a whirl. He pushed a trickle of that new, warm F+ rank mana from his core into his hands as he worked on the next guy. The assistant he was massaging jolted as if shocked. My body, it's bursting with energy. It's been ages since I felt something like this. He spun around, eyes wide. Ji-chok, where the heck did you learn how to do this? If the hunters ever found out, they'd probably ask why I'm showing off. Ji-chok thought, keeping his face neutral. But I'll keep it a secret from these guys. GodTube alert. You have greatly restored the health of those around you. Proficiency bonus granted. Massage has increased from F rank to E rank. Skill efficiency improved. Ji-chok's eyes widened. What's going on? Around him, his revitalized coworkers were stretching and beaming. Wow, I feel great. You're telling me I feel amazing. That was the best massage I've ever had. Mr. Kim reached out, shaking Ji-chok's shoulder. I used to have to get acupuncture, but this solved the problem right away. The old-timer, Mr. Park, just kept repeating, my god, he's good at it. Seriously, Ji-chok, why haven't you told us about this until now? Another wave of thumbs-up notifications lit up his mental display. It felt like a tidal wave of approvals. He half expected Mark Zuckerberg to appear and give him a high five. Hidden secret unlocked. The massage skill's true potential is revealed. Skill rank increased. Greatly restores health to target. Nice. It's already working. He checked his tally. 34 thumbs up. A slow burn smile spread on his face. It's my pleasure, he said, meaning it. After work, the whole crew marched to assistant headquarters to face the higher-up. The man behind the desk didn't look up from his monitor. Your body cams. You all came here together to ask me about that. His voice was flat, unimpressed. Don't you have a manager you could ask? This was department head Jihan. Everything about him screamed elite. From his razor-sharp suit to the expensive, subtle cologne that filled the room. Is that a monster leather briefcase? Ji-chok recognized the material, the stuff they all busted their asses to harvest scraps of. This guy had a whole bag made of it, just casually leaning against his desk. He was pure corporate evil, a real-life Patrick Bateman, only with better tailoring and a bigger resource hoard. Mr. Kim's gossip echoed in his head. Rumors of nepotism. They say he's the son of MediaCorp's president. Look closely. They have the exact same forehead. Became department head right after he got here. Takes business administration classes. The department head finally looked at them, his gaze landing on Ji-chok. Your contract renewal is the month after next, correct? Ji-chok's blood ran cold. Wait, is he saying he's going to fire me after my contract is up? I haven't even gotten any combat skills yet. I don't even know what I can do. I need an income for the time being. That's right, he managed. Would you all excuse the two of us for a moment, please? The crew filed out, leaving Ji-chok alone under the department head's cool scrutiny. To be honest with you, Jihan began, steepling his fingers, I would have never expected an assistant to ask me something like this. And to come here all together like this, you've got guts, I'll tell you that. He leaned forward, looking straight into Ji-chok's eyes. I will allow your request, Ji-chok's heart leapt. But, Jihan continued, the word hanging in the air, you have to do me a favor. Really? It's okay. It's been a while since anyone deserving has shown up. I don't need any of your profits or anything. I'll leave that up to you. A faint, ambitious smile touched his lips. I'm going to climb the ladder just like my father and my ancestors did. Do you think you will be able to make our company go viral? So he really is the son of the president. Ji-chok tread carefully. Oh, if that's what you want, I'll do my best. No. Jihan said, waving a dismissive hand. Just do your best, whatever your best may be. Maybe I would give you some sort of deposit, but we're running a bit low on funds right now, so I don't think that's possible. He leaned back, the deal laid bare. However, if you are able to help me, I can guarantee you something good. Ji-chok stepped out of the office, the permission form feeling like a live wire in his hand. His crew swarmed him. Hey, here he comes. So, Did everything go okay? Jichok managed a nod. Yep, he said it's no problem for the time being. He held up the form, though I have no idea just what Mr. Jihan is planning. This feels less like an agreement and more like I just signed a binding contract with the devil, complete with a fiddle competition clause. Mr. Kim clapped him on the back. Well, if he gave you the go-ahead, I guess you didn't mess up too bad. He laughed. The guy's not one to beat around the bush after all. I thought he'd shut you down right away. Seems like he's more open to ideas about the business than I thought. Told you so. Another assistant crowed. It was a lot easier since you had us to back you up, right? Jichok felt a genuine smile break through. Yep, I definitely owe you one. Evening finally crawled around. All right then, let's get out of here, someone said, yawning. I wish this bus would hurry up. On the bus home, slumping in his seat, Jichok turned it over in his head. It's none of my business what his intentions are. I can upload the videos and I don't even have to pay him a cut. He looked down at the new, sleek body cam unit the department head had given him. The man's words replayed. This is a mini body cam the hunters use. I'm sure you're aware. Wear it where it won't get ruined mid-battle. With this, you can record anything and everything, whatever the situation. Jichok fixed it to his t-shirt. The device was feather-light, professional. This is a whole other level than the junk I'm used to. Does it auto-transmit data too? Wait, is this thing on? Is this my life now? Am I being recorded? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Boom. Bang. Crash. The universe decided to answer his question with a symphony of shredding metal. Record scratch. Freeze frame. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. The bus was T-boned by a force that felt like a runaway tank. The world became a screaming, spinning kaleidoscope. Jichok's body was a rag doll in a dryer made of broken glass and twisted seats. What's going on? Why is the bus suddenly? He caught a glimpse out the window, a sickly pulsing glow from a side street. Damn it, not this. The bus flipped. Once, twice, then settled with a final groaning shriek. Silence for a heartbeat. Then the moans started. Jichok pried his eyes open. The world was upside down. The bus was on its roof. People were tangled in the wreckage, bleeding, crying. The air stank of gasoline, ozone, and copper. He was in a terrible situation. Something was definitely cracked, but he pushed against the crumpled seat above him. My head. He finally managed to get semi-upright in the inverted chaos. Did the bus flip over? He looked at his arm. A deep gash wept red. Blood. Am I bleeding? Ah, my whole body hurts. I must have broken something. Panic tried to rise. Then a stupid, desperate idea surfaced. I have 1 HP and a dream. Time to use the only non-combat skill I have. Let's try using the massage skill on myself. He activated it, focusing the intent inward. A warm, soothing energy flooded from his core, washing over his injuries. The searing pain in his side dulled. The bleeding from his arm slowed, then stopped as the flesh visibly knit itself together. Will this really work? It worked. The bleeding stopped, the wound closing up. His health and spirits surged back. A system ping chimed in his mind, absurdly cheerful amid the carnage. Skill proficiency greatly increased. Massage has evolved to C rank. At this rate, he thought with a wild, internal laugh, I'll be able to use my own version of Senzu Beans in no time. Maybe I can multi-class into a proper cleric. The shock was instantly replaced by cold urgency. I almost forgot about everyone else. Is everyone okay? He yelled, his voice raw. A weak groan answered from a few rows back. Ugh, over here. Jichok scrambled toward the sound. A middle-aged man was pinned under a bent pole. Are you okay? The man's eyes were wide with pain. There, that person over there. I think they're hurt badly. Jichok lunged forward. A woman was slumped against a shattered window, a jagged piece of metal protruding from her abdomen. Her breathing was shallow, her face pale. Hey, hold on, Jichok said, his voice low and steady. He ripped away the fabric around the wound. It was a mess. This is bad. It's much worse than I thought. This is not an ouchie. This is a full-blown boss fight injury. Without another thought, he placed his hands near the injury and channeled the massage skill. He poured his newly upgraded C-rank mana into it, not for muscle relief, but for sheer, desperate healing. A gentle golden light emanated from his palms, sinking into the torn flesh. The bleeding staunched. The woman's ragged breathing evened out just a fraction. Just a bit longer, he whispered. To her or himself, he didn't know. I should be able to give everyone some first aid, at least. GodTube alert. Target's health restored. Critical abnormalities mitigated. Skill proficiency greatly increased. Key skill unlocked. First aid level 1. Future application of massage will now automatically apply a healing effect to the target. Jichok didn't have time to celebrate. He moved to the next person, then the next. His hands glowed faintly in the dim, wrecked bus, a beacon of humble, thumb-powered magic in a world of sudden, violent ruin. The woman he'd healed first stirred, her eyes focusing. What's going on? Jichok helped her sit up. There was some sort of explosion. Let's go take a look outside, a man said, already trying to stand. Wait, Jichok's voice cut through the panic, sharper than he intended. Everyone needs to stay in here. What? Shouldn't we go find some help? Jichok shook his head, the logic cold and hard from years of cleanup duty. If there's a chance a gate opened, there could be monsters outside. Rushing out blind is asking for it. It's much safer for you to stay in here. This isn't the Walking Dead, people. We don't split the party. The man paused, then nodded slowly. Ah, you think so? if that's what you think as an awakened one. Jichok didn't correct him. Just hold on a bit longer. I'll finish up with the first aid and head out first. He saw the look pass between the survivors. An awakened one is among us. How lucky. He moved through the wrecked bus like a field medic, his hands glowing with that gentle, healing light. The massage skill, now fused with first aid, worked wonders on sprains, cuts, and shock. As he worked, a new notification chimed quietly. Additional effect unlocked. Thumbs up will now be gained automatically through the beneficial use of the massage skill. And just like that, his points started ticking up. Ping, ping, ping. What's happening? He wondered, even as his hands kept moving. I guess I've started getting thumbs up just from using the skill now. The gratitude of the people he healed was being instantly, silently converted into system currency. It's the law of equivalent exchange, but for clout. I'll take it. Soon, almost everyone was stabilized. The chorus of thanks began. Thank you so much. What are the chances we'd have an awakened one with us? Shishak just waved it off, awkward. It was just a little first aid. No need to thank me. But the thumbs up counter in the corner of his vision kept climbing. The counter just keeps going up. Just how exactly does this system work? I mean, obviously it's a good thing, but still. He looked at the relieved faces. I guess some simple first aid could mean the difference between life and death. Stonks. A final collective wave of thumbs up from the group made the number jump again. Was that everyone? Jishak asked, feeling a deep weariness settle in his bones. I'm wiped out after using that skill for so long. Then his eyes landed on the tiny, sleek device on his chest. Oh, right. The body cam. Mr. Jihan mentioned it would start automatically in the presence of monsters, but there aren't any around here, right? Is everyone doing okay? He checked one last time. Yes, a lot better. No pain or anything thanks to you. All right, everyone stay put for now. I'll go take a look around outside. He made his voice firm. Since I only gave you all basic first aid, you still need to go to a hospital after this. We'll do whatever you say. Be careful. There's no telling what's out there. All right, see you soon then. He crawled out through a shattered bus window, dropping into a new world of chaos. The scene outside was pure carnage. Cars were overturned, storefronts blown in. People ran screaming in every direction. Kids cried, lost in the smoke and confusion. Chichiok's breath hitched. It's a complete carnage out here. Definitely not going to be a good Yelp review. He started moving, his assistant's instincts kicking in. It reeks out here. The smell of burnt flesh and blood mixed with gasoline is revolting. Then he looked down the devastated street. His blood ran cold. Damn it. It's really a gate. A jagged, pulsing tear in reality hovered in the middle of the intersection, vomiting out waves of unstable energy. Blasts of distorted power shot out randomly, wrecking anything left standing. Not just one, and it's in its initial stages either. How the hell could a gate show up in the center of Seoul? Did someone forget to save and exit the game? And then they began to pour out. Monsters. Countless. Small, wiry, and green with beady, hateful red eyes. Goblins. People's screams reached a new pitch. They're coming! Run! The crowd surged away from the threat. Zizak alone started moving against the tide toward the skittering green horde. What should I do? You think you can scare me? I've dealt with dead bodies scarier than you. I'm too old for this shit. Wait, the people on the bus. A cold spike of fear for the people in the bus cut through his bravado. He dashed back toward the overturned vehicle. Get them out. Get them out together. Remember what you learned as an assistant. The goblins heading this way are only scouts. He sprinted, his mind racing. If they get back to the gate and report, it'll mean real trouble. A full swarm. Another thought, a lifeline. Since the gate is in central Seoul, the government will probably send skilled hunters soon. Maybe one of the S ranks is already warming up. The good guys always show up late. It's basically an anime rule. He skidded back to the bus window. Everyone, listen. No matter what happens, you need to get as far away from here as you can. Get to a shelter or somewhere safe. He helped the last few dazed survivors scramble out, pointing them toward the fleeing crowd. Okay, everyone got away. Just then, he saw them. A pack of 4 goblins, having spotted movement, broke from the main group and began leaping towards the bus with guttural shrieks. Chichok's mouth went dry. I've got to stay calm. There's still enough time. What I need right now is... He yanked his mental focus to the GodTube interface. The system greeted him cheerfully. Thumbs up our power. Become the best through the recognition of others. Shut up and show me the beginner's package. Jichok hissed. He bought it without even looking at the cost. A bundle for 50 thumbs up. The points vanished from his total. The package unpacked itself in a flash of light only he could see. Beginner's package activated. Access to 2 premium beginner skills granted. Basic equipment set generated. Icons access to 2 premium beginner skills granted. Basic equipment set generated. Item drop boost applied. Skill proficiency increase applied. His mind flooded with new knowledge. The first skill, a premium beginner skill. It allowed him to stay rational even in battle, to always fight with a level head. It even offered low-level resistance to mental magic. The second, sword and shield technique. Another premium beginner. It increased his defense and endurance based on the number of attacks he prevented, and boosted his strength and speed based on the number of blows he dealt. As the skill settled into his being, he felt a strange sensation on the top of his head. He reached up. There was nothing physical, but in his mind's eye, reflected in a shop window nearby, he saw it, a faint, glowing emerald energy hovering just above his hair, shaped like a small, determined sprout. The goblins were 10 feet away and closing. Jishok hefted his new sword, his keeping the terror at bay, turning it into cold focus. The sprout atop his head bobbed slightly. It was go time. Jishok glanced at the faint, glowing sprout hovering over his head in his mind's eye. He muttered internally, shaking his head at the ridiculous floating UI advertising him as a super rookie. Is this really necessary? He shrugged internally. Well, at least I'm prepared now. He checked his resources. The thumbs up I have left. The number was ticking up slowly from the automatic gratitude of the bus survivors, but he had a chunk left from the earlier massages. Since I don't have any direct attack skills, what I need most right now is raw power. He dumped every available point into strength. A surge of solid, grounding energy flooded his muscles, tendons, and bones. His stats shifted. Strength increased from E rank to D rank. One Punch Man's theme song was definitely playing in the back of his mind. I can feel my entire body getting stronger, he muttered, flexing his grip on the sword. Nice. This should be enough to practice some goblin skewering. Winter is coming for these little green dudes. He stepped out from the cover of the bus wreckage. A cry cut through the chaos. Did one of the bus passengers get left behind? He dashed toward the sound. A man was cornered against a crushed car, using his own body to shield a cowering woman behind him. 3 goblins were closing in, chittering and brandishing crude, rusty blades. This looks bad. Hey, you goblin bastards, Jishyok shouted, his voice echoing in the ruined street. Over here. The 3 goblins' heads snapped toward him, their beady eyes narrowing. Come on then, Jishyok thought, raising his sword and shield. With the beginner's package, I'm ready to clank. A shock rattled up his left arm. He'd instinctively raised his shield, blocking a jagged dagger aimed at his body from the blind side. Clever girl, he thought, referencing Jurassic Park's famous raptor ambush. Damn, an ambush! A 4th goblin, one that had been hiding in the shadow of an overturned newsstand, snarled in frustration. It lunged again, a flurry of wild stabs. Clank, clank, each strike was deflected by Jiok's shield. My heart. He wasn't panicking. The steady heart skill was working, turning adrenaline into hyper-focused clarity. It's only my first battle, so why am I doing so well? Was it just a coincidence I stopped that ambush, as if my body's used to fighting already? Or is it because I leveled up my strength? He tightened his grip on the shield, feeling the new D-rank power in his arms. With a grunt, he shoved forward, using the shield like a battering ram. The ambushing goblin was knocked off balance, stumbling back. This was his opening. Jiok didn't think. He just moved. He leapt forward, his new sword a silver arc in the smoky air. A single, powerful slash. Twick. The goblin's head left its shoulders. Before the body could even hit the pavement, Chishiok followed through with a brutal downward chop, splitting the creature cleanly from collar to hip. The corpse fell into 3 separate twitching pieces. Chishiok stood over the remains, breathing steadily. The 3 other goblins, who had been advancing on the civilians, froze, their cruel smiles vanishing. The 2 people he'd saved stared, mouths agape. Jishok glanced at the scene, a perfect, gruesome T-pose of carnage. It worked. I can't believe I did it so calmly. The lack of nausea, the absence of a pounding heart, it was surreal. This is fine, he thought, recalling the famous dog in the fire meme, only it really was fine. Maybe it's because of the steady heart skill. He caught his reflection in the bloodied blade of his sword. His own eyes looked back, focused, cold. My heart isn't even racing. It's amazing. I used to wonder how the hunters fought so well. I guess it was because of skills like this. A grim satisfaction settled in his gut. That beginner's package was definitely worth it. The remaining trio of goblins, enraged by their comrade's death, let out a screeching chorus and charged him as one. Hey, watch out, the man yelled. Chichok's eyes tracked them. 2 coming head-on, 1 lagging slightly. He didn't have time for finesse. He hurled his shield like a giant blunt frisbee. On your left, Chichok muttered under his breath, giving a nod to Captain America. It spun through the air and smashed into the lead goblin's chest with a sickening crunch, sending the creature flying backward into a pile of rubble. The second goblin was already in the air, its sword aimed at Chishok's head. Jishok brought his own blade up in a swift parry. Clank! Sparks flew. He's quick, Jishok thought, feeling the impact jolt his wrist. But that's it. With his D-rank strength flooding his limbs, he shoved hard against the locked blades. This is not even my final form, he roared, channeling the spirit of countless shonen anime heroes. But no matter what, you can't beat raw strength. The goblin's eyes widened in shock as it was physically overpowered and shoved stumbling back. The third goblin, the one that had been lagging, saw its chance and darted in for a stab at Jishyok's exposed side. But Jishyok was already moving, his body flowing with the knowledge from sword and shield technique. He sidestepped, letting the jab sail past him, and in the same motion, reversed his grip and thrust his sword straight out like a dart. The blade punched through the goblin's leathery leathery hide and out its back with a wet thud. The creature looked down at the steel protruding from its belly, gurgled once and went limp. Zhishak yanked his sword free, letting the body drop. He looked at the goblin he'd shoved away, which was now scrambling back to its feet, and the one buried under the shield, which was feebly trying to push the heavy metal off. "That's the first 3 down," Zhishak said, his voice flat, his glowing sprout bobbing as he turned to face the last 2. For now. Zhishak looked at the goblin he'd just shish kebabed, pulling his sword free with a wet squelch. As he did, 2 quiet pings echoed in his mind. Sword and shield technique has increased to Level 2. "Not bad for my first battle," he muttered, sheathing his sword. A voice in his head, suspiciously like an anime protagonist's rival, sneered, "Pathetic. You should be stronger." Zhishak shook his head. "Not today, Satan," he thought. Then another cascade of notifications. Thumbs up received +17, and another. Zhishak blinked. The skills I get, but the thumbs up? Is this an elaborate stream where I'm the unwilling content creator? It felt less like a deadly system and more like a massive, morbid Twitch stream. The 2 civilians he'd saved crept closer, their faces pale with shock and relief. "Hey, thank you so much. You saved our lives." Zhishak nodded, feeling the urge to say, "You're breathtaking," but settled for, "I am here." Ah, that explained it. The thumbs up were essentially real-time wholesome 100 approval ratings. Thumbs up received +24. "I'm glad you're all right," Zhishak said, nodding toward a clearer street. "Now get somewhere safe." Looks like I get thumbs up even when people are just thankful, but the pings kept coming, a soft, steady rain of approval. What's going on? The people who are watching. Thumbs up are coming from all over. More goblins were spilling from side streets, drawn by the noise and blood. Zhishak moved to intercept, his sword a blur. He cut through one, blocked a strike from another, and kicked a third into a wall. As he fought, the truth of his new reality clicked into place. It wasn't about the monsters. It was about the audience. He wasn't a hero. He was a gladiator in a cosmic reality show. The only thing that counts is thumbs up. No wonder the villains in the old movies always monologued. It's all about the engagement rate. "Well, time to get this bread," he muttered. He glanced at the terrified faces peeking from behind rubble and cars. All these people watching me are giving me tons of points. A cold fear followed the thought. But what if someone gets hurt? He shoved the idea down. I don't even want to think about that. I've already seen the moment where someone's hope turns into despair too many times. The goblins were starting to spread out, threatening to flank him and reach the scattered civilians. Let's get going. He mentally yanked open the GodTube store window. "Search for aggro skills," he commanded. "I need something to make all these guys look at me, like when you drop a hot take on Twitter. Ones with the largest range I can use right away. Gotta catch 'em all." The system filtered. Searching. Current stats applied, showing skills with minimum requirements. A single skill book glowed. Zhishak scanned the description. A taunt. Area of effect. All right, purchase. 240 results found. Show only skills not restricted by equipment. The list narrowed and a top recommendation highlighted. Psychic Arrow. It looks simple, clean, efficient, like a spiritual MLGA. Gotta be the best there is. Nice. Purchase that too. Fizz in 50. His balance hit 0. That should be good for now. He mentally tapped the 2 new skill books in his inventory. A rush of foreign knowledge and power flooded his nerves, a deep primal instinct for one, and a sharp, focused intent for the other. Whoosh! A subtle predatory aura briefly flickered around him. "All right," Zhishak said, a grim smile touching his lips. "Time to kick some goblin asses." He inhaled deep and loud and unleashed the feral roar. It wasn't a sound so much as a wave of pure, aggressive intent that rippled out from him. Every goblin within a block snapped their heads toward him. Their eyes blazed with a singular unified hatred, as if someone had just posted a picture of an uncooked steak on an ethical vegan forum. "Well, that escalated quickly," Zhishak muttered. Zhishak's eyes widened. "There's a few more than I thought." He dropped his shield to free his hand. "All right, let's see what this skill can do." He raised his free hand, palm out. Mana, drawn from his core, coalesced into dozens of shimmering psychic blue arrows that hung in the air around him. With a thought, he fired. The arrows shot forth like a volley from an invisible archer army. They hummed through the air, homing in on the green-skinned tide. It's a one-punch man moment, but with many little punches, he thought. They didn't explode. They pierced with brutal, magical precision. Thwick, thwick, thwick. Goblins were punched off their feet, sliced apart, or pinned to the asphalt. Bodies tore into pieces. The psychic arrows cut through them like they were made of wet paper. In moments, the street in front of Zhishak was a silent, still life of green carnage. He lowered his hand, the last arrow fading. That was definitely worth it. Then the cost hit him. A splitting, blinding headache exploded behind his eyes. A wave of nauseating weakness buckled his knees. This is why you don't skip the tutorial, he thought, regretting his life choices instantly. "I don't feel so good," he choked out, channeling his inner Spider-Man. Alert, mana greatly depleted. Mana level critical. Is this from using all my mana at once? But as he struggled to stay upright, the system began chiming again. A symphony of pings. The citizens he'd just saved, watching from their hiding places, were pouring out their immense gratitude and awe directly into his system. They were impressed. They were alive. "I'm alive," and I collected thumbs up. He didn't hesitate. With the last of his conscious thought, he commanded the system. "Invest half of total thumbs up into mana. Now." Thumbs up Mega 50. Mana rank increased. A cool, soothing wave washed through the fiery pain in his skull. The feeling was like drinking a tall glass of water after being parched in a desert. It's treason, then, he thought, spending his hard-earned cash, but the relief was immediate. Jishak took a deep, shuddering breath, straightening up. All right, I'm feeling a lot better already. He looked at the glowing sprout over his head, then at the silent, goblin-littered street. The first wave was done. The gate still pulsed in the distance, but for now, he had points, he had power, and a live audience. The battle was still a messy symphony of clashes and shrieks when the cavalry finally arrived. The thump-thump-thump of helicopter blades cut through the chaos. A voice crackled over a loudspeaker from above. Teams A and B heading towards the gate. Remaining teams are to focus on securing citizen safety in the surrounding areas. Over. A reply echoed. Goblin scouts are making their way back towards the gate. Over. Then, from one of the hovering choppers, hunters in sleek combat gear looked down. 5 minutes from target location. Hunters are free to use full force after confirming target. The annihilation has begun. On the ground, Jishak was a one-man blender, his sword slicing through the endless green tide. I know it's late in the game, but just when the hell will the hunters get here? Don't they get paid to deal with this stuff? This is fine, he thought, fighting off a new wave of adrenaline and dread. It's too much to handle on my own. The goblins, enraged by his feral roar, kept coming, a seething mass of claws and rusted steel. Then, a deeper guttural roar shook the air. That must be them, Jishak thought, bracing. But when he looked toward the source, his confidence stuttered. What the hell is that? It wasn't a hunter. It was a monster 3 times the size of a normal goblin, muscles coiled under thick, gray-green hide, a hobgoblin. And it wasn't alone. 2 more crashed through a storefront, forming a triangle around him. That thing was too big to be called a goblin. Too big, too thick, too heavy, and too rough. It was more like a large slab of green meat, Jishak thought, recalling a grim, over-dramatized quote he once read. They already sent the big guns. Jishak's mind flashed to the cleanup site. I only ever saw their dead bodies when I was an assistant. They're way too strong. The lead hobgoblin hefted a spiked club the size of a small tree. They closed in, cutting off his escape routes. Damn it, I'm surrounded. A worse thought followed. Everyone escaped, so there's no way to earn more thumbs up here. Well, guess I'll die, Jishak thought with a moment of dark resignation. What am I supposed to do? Just then, figures dropped from the sky like meteors, landing between the ruined cars with earth-shaking crunches. Jishak's head snapped up. They're finally here. The hunters had arrived. They moved with a lethal, practiced grace that made his own fighting look clumsy. One unleashed a wave of fire that incinerated a dozen regular goblins. Another moved in a blur of blades, leaving dismembered pieces in her wake. She's beginning to believe, Jishak breathed, referencing a forgotten action movie as his hope surged. I'm gonna make it. A hunter with gauntleted fists focused on the hobgoblins. Boom. Bam. The battlefield lit up with explosions of pure force. One hobgoblin was lifted off its feet and thrown through a concrete wall like an NPC who clipped through the geometry. Jishak raised his shield, hunkering down as shockwaves and debris washed over him. They're just as strong as I thought, he marveled, peeking over the rim. I should be okay, thanks to them. In minutes, it was over. The last goblin fell. The hobgoblins were smoking heaps of monster meat. As the hunters began their post-combat sweep, civilians started emerging. A couple, clutching each other, approached Jishak, tears streaking through the grime on their faces. My husband and I, we both survived thanks to you, the woman said, her voice trembling. How can we ever repay you? The man fumbled in his pocket and pressed a wad of crumpled bills into Jishak's hand. Jishak tried to push it back. No, please, there's no need. You saved my wife and our child, the husband insisted, his grip firm. It's not much, but please, take it. It's really nothing. There's no need to thank me, Jishak said softly, finally relenting and pocketing the cash to end the struggle. He mentally added the crumpled bills to his growing mental collection. Gotta catch 'em all, he thought, the absurdity of the situation making him tired. Just make sure you drop by a hospital before you go home. The couple bowed deeply, overcome. The system pinged. A man in a neat but rumpled public servant's vest approached. Wow, seems like everyone wants to thank you personally. Jishak gave a tired shrug. I only did what anyone would do. Thumbs up received, 30. Thank God there was someone to buy some time until we got here, the official said, wiping his brow. We were already dealing with a gate that had opened up in Daichi Dong when this one appeared. Is everything okay there now? Jishak asked. I'm sure it'll be all over the news soon, the man said, his face grim. But there were some casualties. Jishak nodded silently. I see. The public servant glanced at a tablet, then at Jishak's ID tag. It hasn't been long since you've been awakened, but you're already showing promise in all aspects of battle. It's rare to find someone who excels at everything. Thank goodness you were here. Is that so? Jishak replied, the praise feeling alien. You should be okay to head back home now. We'll be in touch. The man turned to leave, then paused. Oh, right. We'll send over the resource credits for the monsters you killed in the battle. The public servant has developed great respect toward you. Thumbs up received, plus 10. Now that I've met with a government official, Jishak thought as he watched the man walk away, it feels like I've become a real hunter. Back in his silent apartment, the adrenaline finally bled away. Jishok collapsed onto his bed, staring at the cracked ceiling. I can't believe I went toe-to-toe with real monsters. Today doesn't even seem real. He replayed the moments, the ambush, the roar, the psychic arrows, the looming hobgoblins. My heart is still racing. It's over 9,000, he whispered, checking his fluctuating mana levels. To think that I actually really fought with monsters. GodTube alert, quest available. Quest, your GodTube debut. Difficulty, not described. Description, today's footage was epic. Upload it to GodTube to receive even more likes. Go viral or go home, baby. Reward, acquire all beginner skills. Jishok sat up, interest cutting through the fatigue. Oh, more thumbs up and more skills to boot. Steady heart and sword and shield technique were pretty decent. He looked at the small body cam on his nightstand. But how do I even upload this? As if reading his mind, a soft holographic slot shimmered into existence in the air before him. The system prompt was clear. Insert data here. Jishok picked up the camera, hesitated for only a second. Is it okay just to upload it as is? I don't know how to edit or anything. Who knows? Might as well just try. He placed the camera into the glowing slot. Boom! Multiple system windows exploded in his vision, processing data at impossible speed. Upload complete. Quest, your GodTube debut. Complete. Reward granted. All beginner tier skill books have been added to your inventory. The windows vanished. The room was quiet again. Jishok laid back down, the camera now dark beside him. Exhaustion hit him like a truck, and for the first time in 2 lifetimes, one of cleaning up death, one of barely surviving it, he slept. But his sleep either wasn't peaceful. A dream suddenly hit him. Jishok was a child again, small and burning up with fever, clutched in his grandfather's arms. The old man was running, his breathing ragged, but his grip iron strong. Hold on, boy. We're almost there. Just a little bit longer. The emergency center lights blurred past. Jishok tried to speak. Grandpa, we're here, his grandfather panted, his voice a bedrock of calm in the storm of Jishok's sickness. Grandpa will buy you some ice cream after we're done, but you have to be a brave boy for me, okay? A needle, a sharp sting. Jishok cried, loud and helpless, the world awash of pain and fear. Then, the memory softened. He was sitting on a sun-drenched bench in a park, a melting ice cream cone in his small hand. The sickness a fading nightmare. His grandfather sat beside him, a warm, solid presence. Don't eat it too quickly, the old man chuckled. They sat in comfortable silence for a moment. Then his grandfather spoke, his voice gentle but serious. Jishok, there is only one thing this old man will ever ask of you. Just make sure you are kind to others. Got it? The child Jishok, sticky-faced and happy, nodded. Okay. The memory shattered as a phone vibrated violently on his nightstand, ringing with an obnoxious modern tune. Jishok jolted awake, the phantom taste of ice cream and medicine on his tongue. Enough already, he groaned, fumbling for the phone. It was Mr. Kim. Hello, Jishok. What the heck happened? Mr. Kim's voice was a blast of pure, unadulterated panic. Mr. Kim, I finished up yesterday, and you're on the news right now. Everyone is freaking out. On the news, Jishok sat bolt upright. Mr. Kim, I'll call you back in a bit. Just need to check if the simulation is glitching. He hung up and scrambled out of bed, heart hammering a new kind of rhythm. He snatched up the remote and stabbed the power button on his small TV. Why would I be on the news? Did I forget to log off my work email again? And there he was. Grainy, shaky, but unmistakable. Footage of a guy in a t-shirt and jeans fighting goblins in a ruined street, pulling people from a bus, his hands glowing as he healed wounds. What the hell? Jishok breathed. I look like the discount solo leveling protagonist. That's really me. The quality's not that great, but that's obviously me. The reporter's voice was breathless with drama. Footage of an unknown hunter saving citizens in distress has made waves overnight. According to reports, the individual seems to have awakened only recently, but was able to use not only magic and healing, but weapon-based skills as well. The screen cut to a tearful interview with the couple he'd saved. He was so fast, like he just yelled, I am speed, and zoom. Our hero, the wife said, clutching her husband's arm. The reporter continued, furthermore, witnesses say he left the scene without receiving any sort of reward. Authorities say that due to confidentiality laws. I can't believe it, Jishok thought, numb. Did I just Batman myself? Reports of a video circulating on social media platforms have been confirmed. It's like Squid Game, but with less debt and more glowing hands. Ah, GodTube. He'd forgotten. The reporter couldn't hide her excitement. The views have been increasing at an incredible rate. In the video, the awakened one is seen saving civilians after a gate opened in the heart of downtown Seoul. Intense scenes of a vicious battle can also be seen. Jishok stared. That video, is that the footage from my body cam? The video I uploaded before I went to sleep must have blown up overnight. No way. He yanked his consciousness to the GodTube interface. Boom! A tidal wave of notifications hit him. 999 plus messages. System inbox 100 plus unread. What the hell? He whispered. This is the digital equivalent of that one meme where the dog is sitting in a burning room and just says, this is fine. How many thumbs up are there? He found the count. 87,430. Thumbs up. His jaw went slack. I'm getting a check engine light from my dopamine receptors. The system cheerfully provided analytics. Yesterday's upload currently has over 350,000 views. You have gained 200,000 subscribers overnight. What's going on? That many people watched a video of me. This can't be real. A more practical thought followed. There are a lot fewer thumbs up than I thought, considering the view count. Time for some engagement bait. GodTube, sensing his confusion, explained. Thumbs up total is calculated by adding direct likes on the site with those acquired through the beneficial use of your skills. Passive viewers are unrelated. Still, Jishak muttered, a slow, disbelieving grin spreading across his face. Almost 80K for the first time is not bad. He looked at the subscriber number again, but to have this many subscribers and views on top of that, he fell back onto his bed, staring at the ceiling. Am I still dreaming? I went to sleep and suddenly I've become an influencer overnight. Where's my brand deal for a gaming chair? Ding dong. His doorbell rang, sharp and insistent. Jishak frowned. I wasn't expecting anyone. Hope it's not the HOA. He padded to the door. Who is this? A familiar, smooth voice replied from the other side. It's me. Jishak opened the door. Standing in the hallway of his dingy apartment building, looking profoundly out of place in an expensive suit, was department head Jihan. The man offered a tight, unreadable smile. Hello, Mr. Jishak. We need to talk about your extended warranty and your sudden fame. The scene shifted to a sterile government briefing room. Officials sat around a polished table, their faces grim on the live broadcast. After we first discovered the warding stones could stop the formation of gates, we have been slowly setting them up around the city, one official stated. Since then, there haven't been any instances of gates appearing in protected zones. Another leaned forward. Is it true that even experts are dumbfounded by the recent occurrence then? Another leaned forward. Is it true that even experts are dumbfounded by the recent occurrence then? Yes, that's true, the first replied. We are continuing our investigation but have been unable to identify a clear cause in this case. Furthermore, the budget for purchasing warding stones has been cut every year. This year's budget was 50% less compared to last year. It seems they're treating this like a side quest they can ignore. Is that so? If this trend continues in policy, there is no guarantee that more situations like this will not develop in the near future. The odds are definitely not in our favor. I see. Then it would seem the procurement of warding stones is the priority at the moment. That's correct. However, as the stones are in high demand in every country, prices have vastly increased. As a result, they are not easy to acquire. The official adjusted his glasses, and it is true that clearing dungeons that are level 3 or higher is more likely to yield stones. And level 3 dungeons can only be cleared by hunters of level 100 or higher. I will tell you that. A second official nodded. Correct. The higher the level of the dungeon cleared, the more likely we are to find warding stones. Our current problem is there are at most 30 guilds that can clear level 3 dungeons, and fewer than 5 teams that can clear a level 4 dungeon. Really? I would have thought there would be more. And among the teams in our country, none of them can clear a level 5 dungeon. As such, securing more stones is a matter directly related to our right to live. So the government will need to put in more effort on this matter. The final person on the panel concluded, yes, the situation is dire indeed. We will now be taking viewers' opinions. The broadcast feed cut away. The scene snapped back to Chiak's messy apartment. Department head Jihan was still standing in the doorway. Why are you? Jishyok started. Then his brain caught up with the state of his living room. Hold on. He rushed into the room, shoving dirty clothes under the bed, kicking empty ramen cups toward the trash. My house is a bit of a mess at the moment. It's not that bad though. Just a mild case of this is fine. Mr. Jung waved a dismissive hand, stepping inside. Don't worry. It was rude of me to drop by unannounced. I didn't have much time, so this is not much, but I picked this up for you. He handed over a small, elegant gift bag. Jishyok peeked inside. It's pretty fancy. It was an expensive-looking pen set. Mr. Jung's eyes swept the room. He gave a slight smile. I always knew you would be one to keep an organized house, a real Marie Kondo of disaster cleanup. The GodTube system pinged softly. You have left an impression on Ji-Han. Target is a gifted one. Thumbs up received +1. Jichyak blinked. I can get thumbs up from stuff like this too. Take a seat, Jichyak said, gesturing to the one clear spot on his worn sofa. I'll get you something to drink. Mr. Jung sat, his posture perfect. As Jichyak went to the kitchen, his mind raced. This is different from when I met those other people. They were just marked as Citizen 1 and Citizen 2. Knowing that he's a gifted one makes me nervous. I need to be careful. I don't want to end up like a red shirt on Star Trek. A memory flash, seen through the lens of a past TV interview. A reporter asked, "What do you think?" A younger Mr. Young, looking confident, replied, "It was a very difficult dungeon. I didn't know if I would be able to succeed on my first try. If any of those monsters had escaped from the dungeon, it would have been a gruesome scene." The reporter pressed, "So your subordinate was able to buy you some time then?" Mr. Young's smile tightened. "Please refrain from calling him my subordinate. He's a very talented person and a hard worker too. He is the key to everything." The memory chatter faded. Back in the present apartment, Jishyok handed Mr. Young a glass of water. "I didn't know that you were an awakened one until I saw the broadcast, Mr. Young." Mr. Young took a polite sip. "Yes, I had been trying to keep it a secret from others. However, I was more surprised to find out that you are as well. I was quite impressed by your dedication yesterday. I was only able to survive thanks to the hunters that arrived. Jishyok deflected. To be honest with you, Mr. Jung said, placing the glass down, there is a reason I came to see you today. I have a proposal. What was the proposal? Presently, you are a hunter's assistant and a freelancer at that. Since you have already been awakened, don't you think it would be better for you to work as a hunter? As a hunter? Jishyok's pulse kicked up a notch. With my company, of course, Mr. Jung finished. Jishyok was stunned. Work as a hunter for the Junga Group? I can't believe I'm being scouted by a major corporation. They usually only take in well-known rookies. I never thought something like this could happen to me. It's like I finally got my acceptance letter to Hogwarts. I wasn't expecting that, he managed. I don't quite know how to. Mr. Jung smiled. I'm sure you are quite surprised. Take some time to think about it. Jishyok stood, his heart trying to punch its way out of his ribs. Don't panic. He approached me first. Be confident. Thank you for your offer, Jishyok said, keeping his voice steady. But I have some things to consider first. Mr. Jung stood as well. Okay, I understand. Then let's go over some details together. Just then, the GodTube system flashed a warning only Jishyok could see. Target Jihan is using an advanced skill, analytic gaze. It is analyzing the truth in the target's speech. Is he using a skill on me? Is he trying to read my mind? It's like a lie detector, but for my soul. He sees you when you're sleeping. His tactor skill flared, attempting to resist the mental intrusion. How do I even know he's trying to use a skill on me? Is it because I have some sort of unique system that can detect people's thoughts and feelings? I feel like I'm taking psychic damage, but the resistance sputtered and failed. A quiet system message followed. Opposing skill rank is too high. I guess I won't be able to lie at all then. My defense rolled a natural 1. Mr. Jung's smile didn't waver. I understand you're nervous, but since I know you would be such an asset to our company, I will offer you the top treatment in the industry. Top treatment? I have to be honest, but I also need to be able to get what I want. Show me the money. Jishyok stayed silent. Mr. Jung proceeded, his gaze sharp. I'm sure you know, but hybrid-type awakened ones of your caliber are in high demand. Like I said, I can offer you the best there is. But is there anything specific you had in mind? Jishyok chose his words with extreme care. I want to get as much as I'm worth, but I'm not sure how much I can grow going forward. Mr. Jung's eyes seemed to sharpen further. The system pinged again. Analytic gaze is confirming the authenticity of the statement. Absence of lies confirmed. Truth. Mr. Jung's smile became genuine, almost hungry. Melee, ranged, and healing. You excel at all of these abilities. What more? It seems like you have more in you that even I don't know about. I've got to say, Jishyok, your potential, it's over 9,000. Jishyok's blood ran cold. How can he tell all that? Jishyok's internal alarms blared. Just as I thought. He isn't someone to back down easy. Director Jihan smiled, like he'd already read the script. You don't need to reveal anything you don't want to. Jishyok forced a laugh, playing it cooler than he felt. Life lesson. Always keep a secret weapon. His internal system, the GodTube implant, pinged instantly. Truth detected. No kidding. The director's nod was a stamp of approval. A good stance for a hunter. Then he cut the crap. Let's get to the point. He named the number. 2,000,000,001. For a second, the number just floated there, meaningless. Then it detonated. Jishyok's eyes went wide, his breath hitched. Wait, what? 2 billion? Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? His phone buzzed on the table. He looked at it. His hands started shaking. Full-blown, can't hold a cup tremors. Jihan was calm, surgical. A 2,000,000,001 signing bonus. 5-year contract. Company-level battles twice a month. Reward distribution 9-1. Your favor. That's the summary. Jishyok barely caught the tail end. A cold sweat tsunamied down his back. His thoughts went nuclear. Wahoo? Jackpot? This is certified insanity. He was glitching. Am I dreaming? Someone pinch me. This is giving Succession, but for hunters. Then Jihan dropped the next round. We will also pay your brother-in-law's law school tuition. Jishyok froze solid. How does he know that? Did he hire a PI? Is this guy Big Brother in a suit? More like Agent Smith. The director continued, relentless. We know you gave up college to support him. We'll also assign you a dedicated manager. Full support. He let it hang. So, how does it sound? Jishyok's voice was a dry croak. Those are really great conditions. There's much to look forward to. Jishyok gripped his phone, the plastic casing protesting. His mind was a riot. Can a life pivot this hard? One TV spot and now this. Is this my glow-up arc? Is this really my life now? Jihan read the stunned silence perfectly. He stood, a steady and composed victory. I understand. This requires thought. Let's end here for today. Take your time. Sorry you came all this way, Jishyok mumbled, bowing on autopilot. Not at all. Important decisions need space. The man's smile was a tactical weapon, perfectly balanced as all things should be. To be honest, we've already started preparations to work with you at the company. Sorry, I don't follow. I came personally, immediately. At this stage, formal procedures are secondary. I see, Jishyok said, the world tilting. This is bigger than I thought, way bigger. A sliver of sense broke through. If he's offering a kingdom, he wants the king. Hear the full symphony before you clap. He found his voice. Make the arrangements. We'll meet. Excellent. Jihan's handshake was firm, final. I'll call when everything is ready. The door clicked shut. Jishok exhaled a shuddering breath of pure, undiluted what the hell and collapsed onto his bed. He stared at the ceiling, the reality of it settling like a physical weight. Gramps, I've lived like you asked. Straight, so nothing bad will come of this, right? A few days later, the storm hits. The corporate streets were a war zone. They'd turned a hotel conference room into a temporary command center. The media frenzy around Jishok was white hot. Hybrid type awakened, magic, healing, weapons. Took out a goblin scout pack fresh out the gate. Zero training. A flawless viral record. In short, he was the most sought-after rookie on the market. A living, breathing loot drop. If Chiak were a game, he'd be a 5-star unit with a 0.01% pull rate. In a sleek office, the counterattack brewed. A woman, Miss Choi, stared at her laptop. A meditation timer counted down. 30 minutes until the meeting. Chat notifications exploded. She was department head for the Daihan Group, the rival empire. On the conference line, Director Zhang's voice was tight. Junga Group seems indifferent. Executive Director Han piled on. They're corporate lightweights. They'll just drag each other down. It's the rookie's youth, a liability. Miss Choi thought my thoughts exactly. They're playing messy. He hasn't signed. Cut in Department Head Chong, data certain. Our investigation confirms. Documents attached. Director Zhang digested it. Recruiting rookies was never easy. But this is the boss level. It's over 9,000. Executive Director Han saw the upside. His media profile is pristine. He'd single-handedly boost corporate image. Then, the direct order. Zhang's voice turned to steel. Miss Choi, you can do this. You are our best. Miss Choi's expression hardened into a blade. They'll skin me alive if I fail. Good. Fear is for amateurs. She analyzed the play. Junghwa is trying to force an auction, pressure him into a corner. They think I'm new? I've got 10 years in this pit. Jihan or anyone else, I know their playbook. This isn't my first rodeo. Tell me, do you bleed? Elsewhere, panic was a softer hum. In the preparation suite, the overseeing director checked his watch. 10 minutes, headhunters, finalize. An aide whispered. The director said, at any cost, but how? Another fretted, will the executive director's conditions even work? Miss Choi tuned them out. Her screen held the real weapon, Chichok's profile. Her mind, a tactical supercomputer. Word. No parents. Only a brother-in-law in law school. Scholarships, but it's tight. Jishok is handsome, takes after him. Worked as an assistant to pay the bills, relationship likely strained. We have university connections. Leverage that. Could arrange celebrity meetings. She zeroed in on the personal. Someone that looks like that, never dated? Maybe not his focus. He's a cinnamon roll. Pure. He is definitely not built different. My sis would call this golden retriever energy. Conclusion crystallized. In that case, skip the bloated bonus. Hit him where he lives. Offer a higher distribution ratio. Security over a flashy pile of cash. The meditation timer hit 0. The moderator's voice cut through the digital and physical silence. Conditions should be set. We begin in order. First presenter, Daihan Group. The war was on. The corporate gauntlet was live. This was less a meeting and more an episode of Squid Game with better tailoring. The director finally spoke, his voice slicing through the tension. Bidding begins in order. First, Daihan Group. A woman stood. She took the mic like she was taking the stage at a TED Talk she knew would go viral. She introduced herself as Hyunjin, head of external recruitment. Short on time, but the offer was top tier. Jicheok watched, a statue. Is this just a copycat deal, or are we finally getting some actual content? The director, Jihan, just observed. A shark in still water. A total vibe check failure. Hyunjin revealed the terms. A signing bonus of 4 billion won. 5-year contract. Distribution 85 to 15. The room erupted. A wave of sharp inhales and stunned murmurs. It was the sound of conventional logic breaking. The universal visible confusion meme was playing on every face. She wasn't done. We will also secure your brother's admission to a top law school and provide company housing. Jicheok's fist clenched under the table. 4 billion. Did my audio just glitch? That was double Jihan's opener. The profit split was 5% leaner, but who cared? The math was still terrifyingly beautiful. It was a certified sheesh moment. Hyunjin drove the point home. Our facilities are state-of-the-art. The housing is a premium, redeveloped location. If Junghwa leads in IT, Daihan is civil engineering. This is Gangnam Newtown. The residence is called Diamond Castle. Jicheok's brain buffered. Diamond Castle? That wasn't an apartment. That was the final dungeon's reward screen. The market cap on that place would be its own economy. That's not even a flex, that's just a cheat code. Hyunjin's internal smile was ice cold. He's frozen solid. Of course he is. No one here can match this. It's over 9,000. Mr. Jung remained silent, a storm gathering. Then, the offer avalanche. After Daihan, the floodgates shattered. A whirlwind of insane numbers. The top 4 solidified into a blur, each one basically shouting, 1. 4 billion, no housing. 85-15, the basic package. 2. 4 billion, 90-10, for the risk takers. 3. 4 billion, Chabal family matchmaking. 80-20, wait what? 4 billion, silver grade building. 80-20. Jicheok's mind did a system reboot, Chabal matchmaking. Who do they think I am? A character from a rom-com K-drama. He didn't even fully grasp his own power. He'd heard of awakened disease, the arrogance, the status-drunk ego. But how could he catch that disease when his power felt less like a gift and more like a survivor's guilt? Now, the final boss music cued. Director Jihan finally stood. Given the scale, Junga Group must escalate. He let the silence thicken. Our proposal, a signing bonus of 8 billion won. The collective gasp was a physical force. The sound effect was purely OF. And, he said, the hammer dropping like a domain expansion, a B-rank awakening stone. Jixiok's world froze. 8 billion and a stone. This was the plot twist where the tutorial ends and you realize you're in the endgame. No fast travel allowed. Awakening stones, the ultimate lottery ticket, the cheat code to create an awaken from nothing. The room dissolved into panicked whispers. Junghwa has a B rank? I thought Daihan hoarded them all. Hyeon Jin's composure cracked. How the hell? Both B ranks from last year are in our vault. She'd just been served a brutal wait. That's illegal moment. Jihan was calmly merciless. Selling the stone nets you 20 billion alone. Or, he added, a masterful pivot. You could use it on someone you trust. Your brother, perhaps. Think of the new skill tree he could unlock. Jikyok was officially shell-shocked. This is getting out of hand. Don't you think this is excessive? The whole situation was giving him major, this is fine dog in the fire vibes. The buzzing chatter was a hive around him. His heart pounded like a drum solo. Why me? Which one do I choose? I can't decide this alone. I need a co-op partner. Jihan read him perfectly. This is your first time. It's overwhelming. He declared a ceasefire. We grant you time to think. All companies, prepare formal documents. Go touch some grass. Hyunjin frowned internally. Why won't he just decide? What's he so afraid of? The lack of commitment is a red flag. Post-battle debrief. The director approached. How do you feel? It's a lot, Jixiok admitted, the understatement of the century. He stood, driven by a single sane instinct. I need advice. I have to talk to my brother. A wise move, Jihan conceded. Later, the real negotiation. Jixiok's brother, Mu Hyuk, arrived. He faced Mr. Jung with zero ceremony. Conditions. If the B-rank stone isn't delivered on time, contract nullifies. Plus compensation. We call that a force majeure clause, by the way. Jihan gave a dry chuckle. Your brother is meticulous. The delivery is guaranteed. Mu Hyuk didn't blink. Then the clause is irrelevant. Unless there's an issue, just checking your receipts. The director laughed again, tighter. This scrutiny makes me want to consult our legal team. Are you sure you're not an AI model trained on law documents? Jixiok watched, silent, like a kid at the adult's table. They're arguing clauses like it's a courtroom drama, specifically, a tense scene from Suits, but the subject is my future. Neither side yielded. Mu Hyuk tapped the contract. This 400 million early termination penalty, excessive, hard pass. Jihan's smile vanished. It's standard. I'm protecting my brother's interests. We have bylaws. Jixiok sighed inwardly. This is going to take a while. I'm starting to think I should have just signed with Daihan. 2 hours later, the truth. Alone, Jixiok hesitated. Hey, about the stone, let's just sell it. 8 billion is more than enough. We can retire, buy an island, and never look at a contract again. Mu Hyuk looked at him like he was speaking nonsense. No, you earned it. You keep everything. He paused, his voice dropping. Actually, I want to use the stone. It's the will of D. Jixiok pointed out the obvious. Awakened ones can't use them. To us, it's just a rock. Mu Hyuk didn't hesitate. Then it's settled. I know a guy. He looked at Jixiok, all the lawyerly sharpness gone. You're my only family. I'll protect you. Like you protected me. That's just the lore. Jixiok felt his chest tighten, the icy shock of billions in B ranks melting away. You little punk. When did you grow up so much? The director slammed the Awaken 1 contract onto the table. The sound was a full stop, like the boss music was about to drop. He pointed to the signature line. Jixiok stared. That thing is a brick, a legally binding brick. It's giving the scrolls of truth, but less funny and more terrifying. His brother, Mu Hyuk, scanned the pages with a predator's speed. It's not everything we asked for, but it's enough to keep you safe. Consider this the pre-patch protection. The director scoffed, giving a look that was pure. You're not the main character. The company has conceded far more than standard. Jixiok nodded. Of course. He reached for the pen. His brother's hand stopped him. Jixiok hesitated. This is it. The point of no return. Sign, and the 8 billion and the stone lock into reality. He thought, this is officially where my tutorial ends. His brother spoke, casual as commenting on the weather. Just a reminder, I haven't decided which company I'll join after awakening. All pre-binding clauses are removed, correct? Gotta keep my options open, you know, stonks. The director's expression darkened a shade. So, we'll have a new B-rank rookie on the market. Mu Hyuk didn't smile. If I'm lucky, A rank, B is the minimum guarantee. My goals are beyond your understanding. A dry laugh from the director. Possible. With sufficient potential. Jixiok signed. The contract was final. The air in the room changed. It felt like a notification just popped up. New quest unlocked. Corporate slavery with benefits. The director shook his hand, the grip firm, professional. I look forward to working together. Same here, sir, Jixiok echoed, the words feeling both heavy and hollow. Before leaving, the director produced a small, sleek box. Open it later. Jae-hyuk blinked. For me, is this a secret final boss unlock key? Outside, the city air felt different, charged. He noticed the woman waiting, Hyeon Jin, the corporate ice queen from the auction room. He sighed. I just finished one cutscene. Now I have to deal with a side quest giver. I want to tell you something, she said. Jae-hyuk braced. I've already signed. Not about that. She cut him off, her voice lower, devoid of its earlier sales pitch crispness. Then what? Don't misunderstand my intentions. She met his eyes. Junga Group should have been your last choice. Why? She hesitated. Then the words came in a rushed, confidential stream. Rumors, long-standing ones, about how people were treated there. Nepotism networks. Basically, she whispered, it's less family business and more the Roy family from Succession, but with monster slaying. And Jihan, known as the chairman's abandoned grandson. Family embarrassment rarely mentioned beside the other heirs. Jae-hyuk's grip tightened on the contract folder. Why tell me now? This isn't a scare tactic, so what is it? She explained how Jihan had awakened suddenly, joined quietly, then meticulously rebuilt his public image. He basically pulled a Zuko redemption arc and then immediately got cancelled. I doubt his disruptive tendencies had truly vanished. It was supposed to be a happy day, she apologized, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. The gesture was oddly human. Consider it a headhunter easing her conscience. This is the main character warning, just so you know. Jae-hyuk shook his head. You were looking out for me. Thank you. She handed him a card. Plain, elegant. If the contract ever stops working out, call. Daehan Group still has plenty to offer. We're the nice guys like the good place on earth. He took it, surprised. Watched her walk away, her heels clicking a sharp retreating rhythm on the pavement. He turned to his brother. Enough for today. Let's eat. What did she want? Just a card. Just in case. Moo-hyuk laughed. She really can't let go. Total tsundere headhunter vibes. Jae-hyuk looked back at the towering Junga building. I always thought Jihan was just another strict third-gen heir. All polish. Was she messing with me? I keep trying to cast him as a stock character, but he's giving strong Dabi from My Hero Academia energy. At the restaurant, his brother dropped the bomb casually between menu choices. I'm quitting school. Jae-hyuk nearly choked. What? Did you get a notification that said law degree has been deprecated? Being a lawyer makes zero sense as an awakened. The income gap is a canyon. It's a literal pay-to-win scenario now. Law was your dream. My dream, Moo-hyuk corrected, with a completely unbothered expression, the visual equivalent of the distracted boyfriend meme, is owning a building. Law was just a level-up strategy, Jae-hyuk snapped. Then what was all the tuition for? Take a break. Don't quit. A pause. A slow nod. Fine. A break. Good. Focus on getting in shape before the stone. Better health, better effectiveness. You need to hit the gym, not for a glow-up, but for an actual power level up. Understood. His brother's eyes sharpened. And you? No accepting contract changes without me. Jae-hyuk waved a hand, exhausted. Got it. Can we eat now? Later, the glow of his laptop in the dark, Jae-hyuk scrolled through the digital ghost of Junga's history. Jihan's father, the CEO, was the chairman's fourth child. The first three had documentaries worth of coverage. Jae-hyuk scrolled through the digital ghost of Junga's history. Jihan's father, the CEO, was the chairman's fourth child. The first three had documentaries worth of coverage. The fourth had voids, digital erasure. It was like the company's PR team had a literal obliviate button. What fragments remained were scandals, intoxication, reckless spending, dead links, and bad reputations. Jae-hyuk frowned. Either the company scrubbed it all, or it's just ancient history. Articles on Jihan himself were even rarer. Snippets, underage drinking, smoking, excess. Miss Choi hadn't lied. When he'd first met Jihan, the man had seemed like an elite graduate, smooth, controlled. But thinking back, there had been a roughness beneath the suit, a gangster's stillness in the polish. He wasn't just wearing a suit, he was cosplaying as a rich person. His true form was definitely more Joker than CEO. People grow up. Maybe he did too. He tossed his phone aside, picked up the small box. The awakening stone would arrive within the week. This was something else. He opened it and froze. A watch. Does it do something? He had a feeling it wasn't just a watch. It was either a secret high-tech communicator or it was just a sorry I killed your family gift card in watch form. The watch was forgotten instantly. A sharper, hungrier thought cut through, the kind that makes you suddenly sit up and say, ah, a new quest objective. Jae-hyuk muttered, the thumbs up, I must have a ton by now. Wait, is this my personal Twitch Prime sub count or something better? He looked up, voice calm. System, open the store. The interface bloomed before his eyes, a holographic array of light. Jae-hyuk frowned. There's gotta be an identification skill in here. Hunters needed cash to survive, even with dungeon loot. Not knowing an item's value was a one-way ticket to getting scammed into oblivion. If he didn't want to sell priceless artifacts for pocket change, he needed an ID skill, non-negotiable. This was his Full Metal Alchemist moment. He needed to know the true value of everything. A search bar flickered into existence on the store window. He paused. Was that always there? The interface looked larger, more refined, sleeker. Doesn't matter. Search for identification skills. Make it something I can use now. Within 10 seconds at my level. Jae-hyuk sighed. Why is the universe making me play on nightmare difficulty? Of course it wouldn't be easy. One entry glowed, demanding attention. Skill, Sage's Eye. He read the description. His eyes dropped to the price. Cost, 100,000 thumbs up. Ridiculous. He dismissed it instantly. You can't be serious. That's like a year's worth of streaming sponsorships. A quick check of his balance confirmed the robbery. 10,800 thumbs up. He still had to distribute points between combat, recovery, and defense. I never imagined the markup would be this brutal. Refined search. My type identification skills only. Simpler. Humble. Skill. Observant Eye, F rank. Description allows the user to comprehend the nature of objects. Proficiency increases with repeated use. Skill evolves into discerning eye upon mastery. Cost, 1,580 thumbs up. Jichok's eyes lit up. Perfect. The quiet ones are always the strongest, he thought. This is exactly it. He purchased it without a second thought. A skill book materialized in the air and dissolved into a stream of light, flooding into his mind. No pain. Just instant, cool understanding. It was an information download like Neo in the Matrix learning Kung Fu, but for knowing if a dagger is secretly legendary. He knew how to use it. Just look and think the word. Time for a test drive. He picked up the forgotten watch from the director. Focused. Inspect. Let's see what the scouter says about this power level. Analyzing data scrolled before his vision. Item standard chronometer, interdimensional craftsmanship. Properties, waterproof. Environmentally resistant. Maintains chronometric accuracy under all known conditions. Offensive, defensive capabilities. None. Additional functions. None. Jichok scanned the info, so it's just a really good watch. From another dimension. So basically, it's the ultimate flex, but it's just a watch. He shrugged. Still cool. No reason not to wear it. As he fastened the strap, something in the corner of the interface caught his eye. A tiny, almost imperceptible glyph on the watch's casing. He froze. Does that look like a rabbit? To confirm, he pulled up his proficiency window. A notification flashed. Observant Eye proficiency +3. He stared. Just from equipping it. Wait, is this easy mode? Another alert followed. Bonus proficiency granted. A slow smile spread across his face. Nice. Very nice. He reevaluated. The skill had seemed almost useless at first, but if using it, just looking at stuff, granted experience that changed everything. The system confirmed it. Repeated usage grew the skill independently of his hunter level. This is a loophole, a massive one. Stay at level 1, grind skill proficiency into the stratosphere. Become overpowered through sheer mundane repetition. He was going full One-Punch Man on the leveling curve. Then he remembered the core difference. His store wasn't the standard hunter issue. Items marked with the exclusive symbol weren't in their loot tables. His path to power wasn't through killing monsters. It was through winning approval, through thumbs up. Time to shop. My wallet is ready. Send help. He began purchasing skills that were, by all rights, meant for legends. It was a legendary shopping spree. Heart of Archdragon, gather mana through the resonance of a dragon's heart. Magical Circle of Meiji, create a boundary that boosts mana recovery by 200%. Blessing of Self, summon Azure motes that enhance attack and agility. He bought them. Then he spent the next hours activating them over and over in his room, watching the proficiency ticks climb, grinding. 2 days later, lounging at home, a notification shattered the calm. His phone buzzed. Not a message. A banking alert. He read it. The world tilted. 8 million had been deposited. Mr. Jung, the phone rang. He answered. He paused for a dramatic moment, adjusting his interdimensional watch. The transfer should be complete, came the director's smooth voice. It's here. All of it. Thank you. I can forward the receipt to an accountant if you wish. I'll need to speak with my brother first. I'll contact you when we're ready. The call ended. Jichok took a deep, steadying breath. Get it together. I need to call an adult, or at least a financial advisor with a better track record than my video game build guide. A knock at the door. He opened it to find his brother, Moo-hyuk, already there. That was fast, Jichok said. Did it come? Moo-hyuk pushed past him, grabbing Jichok's phone. He stared at the screen, froze. There are too many zeros to count. Is this the jackpot scene from Squid Game? I still can't believe it, Jichok admitted. His brother's eyes flashed with excitement. The house, we're buying it? Like we planned? Yeah, living together is smarter, more stable. Moo-hyuk patted his shoulder, a grin breaking through. This is where the fun begins. Let's go. You already have listings? Hurry up. It'll take all day to see them. As they moved to leave, Jichok's phone rang again. Mr. Jung, the subsidiary hunter group is formed. Your preliminary vetting is complete. That was fast. Understood. You will proceed directly to the skills evaluation. Jichok nodded, though no one could see. I'll be ready. The call ended. He looked at his brother. The hunter test was starting. For real. Guess I'm about to find out if I truly chose violence, he murmured, and followed his brother out the door. The hunter's test. Mandatory trial for every awakened wanting that official stamp. Written exam, skills test, clear both. No exceptions. Once registered, you operated under government oversight. The benefits were huge, so were the danger and the weight. Relieve my written test carries over, Jichok said to Director Jung. Wasn't looking forward to cramming again. My brain cells are already on life support from the assistant one. Jung shook his head. The assistant license test was harder. Working alongside hunters isn't for civilians. Monster ecology, corpse disposal, toxic body parts. It's a curriculum. You didn't think this was going to be Jujutsu Kaisen and chill, did you? Jichok nodded. And the skills test, how's it work? Simple structure, Jung replied. You enter a designated gate. Hunt. A proctor watches via projector feed. No major safety violations, you pass. They only evaluate basic combat and survival instinct. Think of it as a vibe check for your inner Gojo Satoru. Jichok listened. Is it really that easy? Or is he sanding down the edges? This feels like a classic video game tutorial before the actual boss fight. Gather your gear, Jung instructed. Begin basic training immediately. Understood. Jichok hesitated. Actually, a favor. What kind? House hunting. It's a struggle. The dorm is giving me major backrooms vibes. Jung understood instantly. I can handle that quickly. Sorry for the trouble. None at all. Consider it a down payment on your future fame. 2 days later, a black car, sleek and silent, appeared at the dorms. Jichok approached. You didn't have to come personally. I don't mind. Jung was already in the driver's seat. Jichok glanced around. No chauffeur. Guess we're riding shotgun. A few things to discuss, Jung said, answering the unasked question. Preferred to drive myself. Seatbelt on. Don't want to break any interdimensional traffic laws. The car pulled away, smooth as a knife through water. The contract with the artware team is complete. Once you disclose your abilities, they'll craft your custom gear. Think Iron Man's suit, but optimized for D-rank mana flow. How specific do I need to be? More detail, better equipment. Don't hide your true strength. Battle observation will expose it anyway. Show your hand honestly. Even if you keep one card face down. We don't want any wait. He had that power all along? Plot twists. Understood. Jichok watched the city blur past. The scenery shifted, concrete giving way to quiet, tree-lined roads. They arrived at a secured zone, pristine and hushed. Didn't know places like this existed in Seoul, Jichok murmured. Secured residential zone, built specifically for hunters affiliated with Junga Group. Never heard of it. Recently constructed. We'd lost several talents to Daihan Group. This was a retention strategy. Gotta keep the high-level players from rage-quitting to the rival guilds. Rivals. The word hung in the air. Jichok recalled Miss Choi. Her talent runs deeper than I thought. She's giving main character energy. The car stopped. We're here. Jichok looked up. The house wasn't a house. It was a statement. An imposing entrance of modern steel and glass. This is not a house. This is the final level. If you like it, Jung said, the contract can be sent immediately. Am I the first tenant? No. Jung's voice was flat, factual. The hunter who lived here previously died in a dungeon incident. Yesterday. Jichok froze. Clarify. Now, he recalled a recent obituary. A top Junga hunter. The same person? Yes, an unfortunate accident. Jung gestured toward the door. Come inside. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. As they entered, Jichok watched Jung's face. Calm. Composed. A disturbing thought slithered into his mind. Did he arrange a death for a house? He dismissed it instantly. Absurd. Paranoid. But the vibes are off. But a chill settled over him as he walked the pristine halls. It felt less like a home, more like a museum of someone else's life. In the living room, he stopped. A framed photograph on a shelf. The former resident, Jung explained, following his gaze. My uncle's right-hand man. Was competing in the company's succession struggle before his accident. The unease deepened, cold and solid. Don't jump to conclusions. But don't be an idiot. This whole situation is highly sus. Thoughts? Jung asked. Very few hunters in Korea own properties this size. The security system is top tier. Can I avoid the same fate? Jichok wondered. We'll offer a good price, Jung continued. Ownership transfers between hunters are tax-free, and the view is better than anything you'll see on a Lofi study stream. Miss Choi's warning echoed. Junga Group should have been your last choice. Something was wrong here. The air felt charged with static, but the logic was airtight. Living among hunters meant safety. This kind of property was a unicorn. Jung handed him the agreement. Look around, then we head straight to the training center. Many people are already waiting for you. The company PR team is ready to drop the official teaser trailer. The attention is unexpected. You're our rookie of the year. Jung's smile didn't reach his eyes. Jichok scanned the contract. The price was reasonable, yet still astronomical. Clauses he didn't recognize wove through the legalese. I need to discuss this with my brother first. Of course. Then the pivot. He's already at the center. Training. Jichok was shocked. What? He was persistent. Wants to bulk up before using the awakening stone. He's going full Midoriya before his one-for-all moment. Why didn't he tell me? When is the stone scheduled? Next week. He's extremely determined. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Jichok looked at the agreement, then thought of his brother pushing himself in some gym. The calculus shifted. He couldn't fall behind. A brother's gotta do what a brother's gotta do. All right, Jichok said, the decision crystallizing. Let's go. Time to leave. Jung led him back out. Outside, the director gestured ahead, past the compound gates. The Hunter Training Center. Jichok looked and stared. The scale of it was staggering. Not a building, a fortress. It was at this moment Jichok knew he was screwed, and he was going to need a training montage. The facility swallowed them whole. Director Jung's voice was matter-of-fact, designed to prevent leaks. Impossible to see in from the outside. Think Area 51, but with better security and definitely no aliens. Jishyok nodded, his eyes scanning the cavernous interior. Extremely impressive. This has final boss lair energy. This way. Jung gestured. A staff member bowed ahead of them. Jishyok's gaze swept past, taking in the arena. Hunters. Everywhere. Their gear was a riot of colors, sigils, and faction markings. Clear lines divided the space. Groups clung to their own, tension a visible current in the air. It was giving Hunger Games district meet a high-stakes MMO raid group. They stick to their factions, Jishyok observed. No point pretending otherwise, Jung replied. Significant tension between teams. Hiding it would be pointless. The lack of unity is almost impressive. Jishyok recalled rumors of infighting before the succession struggle. Didn't expect it to be this severe. The infighting has the toxicity of a vintage Call of Duty lobby. The elevator descended. When the doors opened, Jishyok's breath caught. The training center wasn't a room, it was a city under a mountain. The scale, the tech, it defied expectation. It was basically a hyperbolic time chamber meets a SSS-Rank base. This is Junga Group provides the best conditions, Jung stated, a note of pride in his flat tone. Jishyok watched hunters drill on equipment that looked like sci-fi props. The place was flexing its budget. This is the true power of a major corp, not money, infrastructure. Hyung, his brother Moo-hyuk, jogged over, a sheen of sweat on his forehead. When'd you get here? Jishyok's worry instantly sharpened into irritation. You couldn't say anything? Was bored at home. Moo-hyuk shrugged, then offered a polite bow to Director Jung. Sir. You've been working hard, Jung noted. You should have told me, Jishyok insisted. Sorry. Was it a rush? Moo-hyuk grinned. Jishyok looked him over. He already looks denser. You look stronger. Did you finally get your training montage music right? A confident flex. A full-body glow-up moment. Can you tell? Jishyok studied him. A quiet surprise settled in his gut. His brother had always been fit, but now he carried himself with a readiness that screamed combatant. He looked like he could follow a hunter into a gate. Director Jung cut in. Remember to remain inside the facility. Yes, sir. Sorry. Moo-hyuk's excitement returned. Let me show you around, Hyung. Jishyok shook his head internally, not even awakened, and he's already acting the part. Full-on main character energy, and he hasn't even unlocked his skill tree. He'll be sparring shortly, Jung announced. The word hit Jishyok like a slap. Sparring? Confirmed. He's not awakened, Jishyok objected, his voice tight. Purely physical, no abilities, no skills. A basic evaluation. It's safe. Safe? The unease was a cold knot. It's still an unawakened person against a hunter. No skills, you're sure? Young's smile was thin. Trust our hunters. And your brother. He was extremely insistent. The sparring area cleared. Jishyok watched, muscles tense, as his brother stepped onto the mat. The opponent was a foreign fighter, built like a reinforced wall. Solid. Heavy. The guy looks like he has a passive ability called damage reduction. A recent recruit, Jung explained. His physique makes finding partners difficult. Jishyok frowned. This still doesn't look good. His brother across the mat wasn't nervous. He was excited. Why? What is his secret technique? A signal. The match began. Jishyok's focus sharpened to a razor's edge. The fighter stepped in, a straight jab cutting the air. Moo-hyuk slipped it, head moving just enough. He was dodging like he saw the opponent's hitboxes. A second punch followed. He blocked it, forearm against fist, the smack crisp. The fighter pressed. Moo-hyuk bent his knees, slipped sideways. The exchange became a rapid staccato of movement. It was a combo breaker moment. Jishyok's eyes widened. His movements are sharp, controlled. He could almost feel the wind of the missed punches from where he stood. If this continues, he'll get overwhelmed. The opponent was a pro. Even without skills, that meant something. The level gap is too wide. As the fighter advanced again, Moo-hyuk's leg lifted. A swift, snapping kick aimed at the ribs. The fighter blocked with a thick forearm. A few spectators chuckled, a sound of approval. Jishyok exhaled slowly. He's not doing badly. Has he always been this skilled? He was holding his ground. Actually holding it. Good, you're throwing off his balance. A hunter shouted from the sidelines. Moo-hyuk grinned, the confidence flashing brighter. He definitely knows how to hold focus. The fighter shifted. The punches came heavier now, more intent behind each one. Jishyok's heart tightened, watching the pressure build, and yet his brother avoided every one. A slip, a duck, a sidestep. Not a single blow landed. A surge of disbelief washed over Jishyok. I've never seen a move like this. Another punch, a heavy right aimed at the head. Moo-hyuk raised his elbow, meeting it solidly. The thud of impact echoed in the chamber. In the same motion, he stepped in, twisted his waist, torque translating up through his spine into his shoulder. The uppercut snapped upward, clean, precise. Shades of Saitama. The crowd reacted instantly, a collective murmur of respect. Jishyok felt it then, a rush that was half relief, half staggering pride. He exceeded every expectation. This wasn't just enthusiasm. Moo-hyuk was actually him. His brother was genuinely strong. The punch dropped the foreign fighter straight to the mat. The thud echoed sharp and final. For a heartbeat, the entire training hall was silent. He actually knocked a hunter down. Wait, that's not what I ordered. Director Jung reacted first. Clean hit, right on the chin. His tone shifted, impressed. Better than expected, he didn't back down once. Genuinely impressive. Ji-Chak nodded slowly. I always thought he was just a brain. When did he learn to fight like this? The internal monologue was running the perhaps I treated you too harshly. The power isn't the impressive part, Jung added. It's the foresight. The hunter didn't land a single clean hit. Ji-Chak replayed the fight in his mind. The slips, the ducks, the precise footwork. I completely underestimated him. The foreign fighter pushed himself up, movements rough and unsteady. Then, without warning, he surged forward, throwing wild, furious punches. Ji-Chak's brother stayed calm. Stance lowered. He slipped past each strike, the punches passing inches from his body. It was the human equivalent of watching Neo dodge bullets in the Matrix. How was every attack missing? The hunter's frustration was a visible heat. They said he hadn't even started training. It was like watching Goku hold back against a common bandit. The pace shifted. Mu-Hyuk stepped in. A flurry of strikes. Fists slammed into the hunter's torso, ribs, shoulders, arms. The fighter staggered back, beaten relentlessly by an unawakened kid. Ji-Chak watched, fists clenched. Shock bled into a cold, rising concern. Another punch, a powerful drive into the fighter's side. Lower abdomen. The hunter gritted his teeth, a flash of pure pain. Then the anger. I lose this. I lose my spot in Young-ha. Fear and desperation twisted together. Fine, I'll do it myself. A strange tension crackled in the air. Ji-Chak felt it, a wrongness in the atmosphere. Stop the match. Ji-Chak's shout cut across the floor. The hunter ignored it. Energy surged, visible as a ripple across the man's muscles, coiling unnaturally. Power focused into his fist. A skill. He's activating a skill. He just went full Bijou mode. The hunter lunged. The charged punch tore through the air with a sound like ripping cloth. It landed directly in the center of Mu-Hyuk's chest. The impact was a dull, brutal crunch. For a split second, his brother's expression was calm, not confidence. It was the vacant calm of lights going out. The vibe check failed successfully. His body launched backward. He flew out of the ring, crashing onto the hard floor. Limbs went instantly limp. The foreign hunter straightened. A grin spread across his face. Rage, pure and incinerating, surged through Ji-Chak. You're not you when you're hungry. Director Jung gasped. Ji-Chak was already sprinting. He dropped to his knees. Hyuk! What did he do? His brother coughed. A violent, wet sound. Blood spilled from the corner of his mouth. Ji-Chak's heart hammered against his ribs. No, no, no. A trainer rushed over. Is he conscious? Medic, now. Ji-Chak pointed at the blood. You broke the rules, no skills. The trainer stammered. It was an accident. The heat of the moment. Ji-Chak stared at the hunter's face. The grin hadn't faded. Lie. That's a fucking lie. He activated his massage skill without another thought. Hold on. Energy flowed from his hands into his brother's chest. A system notification for increased proficiency flashed and was ignored. The damage was severe. Deep. This isn't enough. He needs a hospital. The medical team arrived, pushing through. Step aside. An ice pack was slapped against his brother's chest. They lifted him onto a stretcher, moving fast toward urgent care. Ji-Chak leaned close. Don't worry, it'll be okay. He held his brother's hand, squeezing tight until they were forcibly separated. I swear. The one who did this will beg. His brother managed a weak nod. Director Jung approached, face pale. I apologize. This is our responsibility. Ji-Chak turned. His eyes were cold. You promised it would be safe. What if his condition worsens? He'll receive full care. The hunter will face consequences. I want to fight him. Now. It's dangerous. Mr. Young warned him. Tell him. Ji-Chak's voice was flat, final. Face to face. I can do this all day. Jung studied Ji-Chak's expression. The decision was already made. He gave a short, sharp nod. The foreign hunter was summoned. Director Jung's voice was icy. You'll fight him. Directly. Ji-Chak stepped forward, calm settling over him like a shell. Fine. A fair fight between awakened. No rules. I'll make you pay. No matter the cost. The foreign fighter met his gaze. The smirk was still there. The foreign fighter stood opposite him, squared up, all swagger. His face practically read, pathetic. Just another main character who peaked in high school. Director Jung stepped between them. He's agreed to your condition. If he loses, he kneels. He begs. Ji-Chak smirked internally, confident. Thinks he won't have to. I'll correct that. Narrator, this is where the fun begins. As you've only recently awakened, Jung continued, you get an advantage. Ji-Chak raised an eyebrow. Ji-Chak's inner voice. I'm gonna need you to say the line bar on that Jung. Clarify. You get the first 3 haps. He cannot retaliate until they are done. Ji-Chak frowned. Hap. I've only seen that in history books. Define hap. A single strike. An exchange. Ji-Chak picked up 2 wooden practice swords, testing the weight. Even with these, he'll come full force. The rules were simple. Surrender, knockout, or ring out meant loss. Ji-Chak attacked first for 3 exchanges. A whistle shrieked. The fight was live. The fighter's thought was clear on his face. Just a rookie. He played it safe, skin shimmering as he activated Iron Defense. Ji-Chak didn't wait. He activated Blessing of Self. A circle of emerald spirits whirled to life around him. A slight palpable boost to attack and agility. The crowd gasped. Wind spirits, someone whispered. Jung and the fighter stared, surprised by the flare. Did he just get a glow-up? Ji-Chak's inner voice, new skin unlocked. Ji-Chak moved, precise closing steps. Letting him strike first is a mistake I can't afford. He smirked. Activated Way of the Wind. Magical energy streamed around his feet. He circled his target, a blur of motion. The crowd and the opponent were stunned. The fighter furrowed his brow. What is this strategy? He's making a whole build out of debuffs. This isn't even a full moon. Why is he popping off? Chichiok's inner voice was calm. Next move. He activated Shadow Theft, stepping squarely onto the fighter's shadow. A portion of the fighter's speed and defense drained away, siphoned for 10 minutes. Even a high defense build loses about 10%. Good, Chichiok thought. Gotta go fast. The fighter scowled. Tricky. Multiple skills. Still manageable. The crowd murmured, impressed by the control. Chichiok received 2 thumbs-up notifications. Recognition. Have to end this fast. My stamina and mana won't last in a drag-out. Decision made. Psychic arrows. He aimed and fired. The projectiles shot forward, detonating on impact. Dust and debris filled the ring. The fighter leapt back, scratched but dodging through the cloud, faster than I calculated. Chichiok thought, you should have gone for the head. A punch materialized from the dust, dangerously close. Chichiok activated Shadow Escape, retreating in a blur. The fighter swung at empty air again and again, hitting nothing. Chichiok smiled. More. There's always more. He activated Shadow Sword Place. From the gloom, 2 constructs materialized, a white knight and a black knight. The power creep is real. Next thing I know, I'll be summoning a stand. He advanced, energy coiling for the decisive strike. He spoke aloud, voice cutting through the noise. Now, prepare to beg. The knights clashed with the fighter, a pincer of ethereal force. The strategy was clear. Overwhelm, drain, control. The crowd leaned in, captivated. Chichiok's eyes tracked every twitch, every shift in the fighter's balance. He adjusted his positioning micro-step by micro-step, maximizing the advantage of his 3 free hits. Every action was deliberate, surgical. The fighter gritted his teeth trying to reset, but Chichiok's combo, speed, debuffs, summons, made him unpredictable. Sweat beaded on the fighter's brow as he blocked and weaved under unrelenting pressure. He was speedrunning this loss. Chichiok's confidence solidified. This sequence ends it. He'll have no choice. The arena held its breath. Chichiok prepared the final press of the Shadow Sword Place assault, advancing with both knights. The announcement was a fact. Forgiveness will be forced. The fighter's smirk finally cracked. He understood. He had zero control here. I have no memory of this place. The crowd erupted. Chichiok's focus was absolute. Victory was a heartbeat away. The kneel was inevitable. The fight ended not with a bang, but with a precise surgical dismantling. The crowd's reaction was a single collective wait. What? Murmurs rippled through the hall like a shockwave. Director Jung muttered, low and impressed, that was a perfect John Wick sequence. Cinematic-level combat. The foreign fighter struggled, fists meeting only air or the deft parry of Chichiok's wooden swords. He's a beginner, the man thought, panic rising. Bro, this is a literal skill issue, he thought, frustration boiling over. His strength meant nothing here. Jung watched closely. A punch of that magnitude should have moved him. Why is he so anchored? Chichiok analyzed coldly. Defense is solid. Not invincible. Time to end this. Domain expansion done, he thought, the final move loading. He'd mapped all the cracks. The psychic arrows had done their work, softening the shell. The fighter dashed in, aggressive. Chichiok ducked a lethal swing, a whisper of air passing over his head. In that opening, he struck, a single precise sword thrust into a weakened joint. The fighter tried again. Chichiok slipped under, countering. 3 more weak points hit in rapid succession. The armor, it's failing. Panic flashed in the fighter's eyes. Chichiok appeared before him again. How does he keep getting through? 6 consecutive strikes hammered the fighter's front. Chichiok channeled the residual psychic arrow energy into a final driven punch to the chest. The One Punch Man energy was palpable. The impact sent the fighter crashing to the mat. Chichiok stared down, unwavering. You don't get to stop until you apologize for what you did to him. He raised his sword again. Stop! A trainer sprinted forward. Chichiok ignored it, assessing the downed man's condition. Director Jung stepped in, calm. He'll apologize when he wakes. It's over. Chichiok hesitated, lowered the sword. Fine. I'll trust that. A system ping. The foreign fighter recognizes your potential. Thumbs up +3. Director Jung reassesses your threat level. Thumbs up +1. Trainer acknowledges combat proficiency. Thumbs up +2. Then, the crowd. Applause. A wave of thumbs up notifications flickering at the edge of his vision. His display had landed. Medics swarmed the fallen fighter, loading him onto a stretcher. A doctor approached Chichiok, checking the minor cuts on his arms. That's skill your intuition. It's not normal. Even with S-rank potential, beating someone like that takes years of experience. He shook his head. Your timing. It's a fundamental difference. Nearby, trainers whispered. Simultaneous skill types, buffs, ranged, evasion. Where did he learn that? It's like a god is feeding him the combos. The analysis spun. Spirit skills, shadow skills, point acquisition without a single dungeon run. The veteran trainers exchanged a look. The math just wasn't mathing. Then, a new presence. A young woman radiating undeniable main character energy entered the hall. The whispers died. She was undeniably a 10-on-10 baddie. She clapped, polite and measured. All attention shifted. Chichiok turned. It was clear from the bearing, the sharp similarity in the eyes. Director Jung's sister. Striking, elegant, commanding the room without a word. She offered a faint, genuine smile of admiration. Her applause lent a final, authoritative seal to the spectacle. The crowd's murmurs renewed, now tinged with respect. Director Young walked up to his sister, calm on the surface. "Why are you here?" She smiled, casual. "Long time no see." The match was entertaining, truly a cinematic masterpiece. "You know, for a second, I thought your rookie was about to pull an oh, you're approaching me move, but then he just got hit. Still, chef's kiss." "You watched the whole thing?" "Obviously. Top-tier spectacle. It had better production value than 90% of the shows dropping on streaming right now." She pulled a lollipop from her mouth, flicked it forward. Before it could drop, a small, shimmering patch of air caught it. A cloaked drone materialized for a second, then vanished. The womp-womp sound effect played briefly, but only in Jung's mind. Jung stared. "A cloaked drone? Seriously, that's so extra." "Yep. Wasn't easy to make. I spent like a whole weekend on it." The crowd erupted into whispers. "That's the mechanic master. The main one. Gojo Satoru level of broken, but with tech." The head trainer nodded, voice low. "She's at the peak of mechanical tech. Her vibe is literally I'm better than everyone, and I know it." Someone paled, so something could have been watching us this whole time. Like when you think you're alone and you just know there's a camera. Major uncanny valley. The sister glanced at Jung, a knowing look. "Your rookie. He's special. He has that classic protagonist energy. Don't interfere, you know the rules. We're not playing the great-grandfather's dynasty over here." She waved a hand. "Please. Grandfather's rules are ancient history. Old man yells at cloud territory." Her eyes glinted. "Can I still hire him? Name your price. I'll even throw in a lifetime supply of the new limited edition energy drink." "No. Don't offer him money. And stop with the sponsorships. We'll discuss it later." She turned to Jijiok. "Your brother, Muchok, right? I'll treat him myself. Consider it a side quest." A smirk. "You two are interesting. I'm shipping it. Not that kind of shipping, but you know, the platonic tension is there." Jung watched as tiny insect-sized projections flickered around her. "Micro drones? Are those what I think they are?" "Mm-hmm." She said it like mentioning the weather. "About that awakening stone. We should use it now. With my support." "No more stalling, we're on a speed run." Jung started to object. "I'm not asking you." She looked straight at Chishiok. "I'm asking him. I only talked to the main character." Chishiok pointed at himself. "Me? Yes, you. Consider it payment for the show." That fight slapped. Certified banger. Chishiok was speechless, walking down the corridor. The mechanic master, a living legend, no equal in the country, illegitimate child of Junga's second son. Chief of maintenance. The lore was intense, like trying to follow the plot of a long-running shonen anime without any filler. Near the emergency room, Jung directed them in. She entered like she owned the place. Chishiok stared at the drones buzzing around her, tech he'd only seen in concept videos. This is next level. She was basically running a custom PC on her body. Rumor was, she'd been an awakened mechanic who enhanced her powers with machines, a scientific genius. After an awakening stone, she basically evolved. "Gotta catch 'em all. Thanks for helping him," Chishiok managed. She brushed it off. "Whatever. Back to the stone. We're using it now. This is the main event. Isn't it too early? Like skipping the whole tutorial level?" "No." Her tone left no room. "His body's prepped. More training is just cardio. The key is emotional energy. Extreme suffering or joy. Peak emotions. The stone responds to that. And right now," she looked at the bed. "Perfect timing. The drama is palpable." Chishiok looked at his brother, uneasy. He was getting a bad feeling, a disturbance in the force. She addressed the bed directly. "I know you're awake. The emergency treatment worked. Stop pretending. It's giving main character angst." Muchok opened his eyes, calm. "When did you notice?" Chishiok jerked back. "He was conscious? Wait, what? How do you feel?" she asked, a provocation in her voice. "Got beat down in front of your big brother. Feel like exploding yet? A little bit of trolling?" She was lightly teasing both of them. Chishiok worried. "Don't push him." Muchok nodded, firm. A decision made. It was at this moment that he knew Chishiok understood. "Okay, we'll do it. How do we repay you? We don't have like $1 bajillion. Can you afford my price?" She didn't wait. "Conditions. First, Director Young." She looked at Chishiok. "You'll get a promise from him. He'll know what it means. The words have to come from you." Chishiok was confused but nodded. "Okay, cryptic. Cool. A secret agreement is better than a forced contract, I guess. Second condition." She paused for effect. "We start a mukbang channel together." Both brothers froze. "What?" She explained like it was obvious. "I fund it. We split profits. It'll trend. Think of the views. We're going viral." Chishiok's brain buffered. A mukbang channel with the mechanic master? He tried to rationalize. It's a viral strategy. It's a thing. "Trust the process," he thought, hopelessly. "Even simple food will get views," she said, watching their stunned faces like it was a show. Chishiok sensed layers beneath this, hidden motives. But his brother was okay. That was the main thing. Inside the room, private, Muchok spoke to her, eyeing the drones. "Are all these necessary? Are you going to analyze my stomach pH level? They're better than any doctor. This isn't amateur hour." Her voice dropped. "How powerful do you want to be? Be specific. I need a stat number." Muchok swallowed. Answered without a breath. "As powerful as possible. I'll take any risk. I'm built different." Her smile was all the answer he needed. The silence was heavy. "Game on." Director Jung's sister spoke, her voice flat. "Insurance won't cover this. It's not government approved. Still want to proceed?" Moochok was silent for a long few seconds. Then, slow, careful. I heard things about you. At law school, the mechanic master. Those in the know call you a mad scientist. Rumors say you run human experiments. She didn't flinch. Approval takes too long. Secrecy is impossible with oversight. Things leak. Moochok processed that. So the rumors are true. What happens if you're my subject? She echoed his unasked question. Periodic maintenance. I monitor the data. I don't expect your trust. But I'm more ethical than the other so-called masters. Doubt that, he thought. This felt less like a doctor's office and more like a high stakes. Do it for the plot decision. Her credentials were certified. Trust me, bro. But she wasn't actively harming him. Her skill, her experience, it was a mountain of accumulated, unorthodox knowledge. Decision made. I understand the terms. I'll be your test subject. Her smile was pure satisfaction. Refreshing to talk to someone intelligent. Shall we start? A pause. A crucial footnote. She hit me with the "it's only going to hurt for a second" special. Definitely giving this place a 1-star on Yelp. He swallowed hard. Beginning procedure. Consciousness left him. Instantly, he was somewhere else. A dream space. Warm. Familiar. Chichok stood in front of him. Casual. Holding a bag. Bought your favorite. Ham. Moochok turned, eagerness flashing. He tried to speak. Nothing came out. Chichok didn't seem to notice. Wait a sec. He began slicing the ham carefully. Moochok watched, helpless. Chichok fed him slice after slice. Moochok ate on instinct. Then, a wrongness. A deep gut level off. The ham looked bleached. Panic surged. Wait, no, that's not like the simulations. This ham is giving serious. This isn't just a dream. It's a full-on server-side exploit vibes. This is the moment in the movie where the main character realizes the call is coming from inside the house. He tried to warn Chichok. His body collapsed instead. Vision darkened. Black circular patterns bloomed above him. Strange symbols spread. Fast. They crawled over the ground, up the walls, consumed the sky. Everything became text, patterns, alien code. Fear, total and absolute, swallowed him. A voice echoed in the void. Ancient. Detached. A child has accessed forbidden records. Moochok thought, I knew I should have used a VPN. Bro's running the unupdated version of reality. A futile attempt at humor against the terror. Moochok looked forward. An old man stood there, observing him calmly. An unexpected method. Moochok tried to speak. No sound. A child persistently seeking the river of truth. We've been observing. The timing is a surprise. You are a troublesome existence. You interfere with the tower's balance. The old man examined him like a specimen. One who harnesses language possesses great physical potential. He couldn't hear Moochok's thoughts. Reaching the river grants a gift. What do you desire? Moochok's reflection was instant. My brother. The power to protect my family. Simple. Admirable. It will not heavily disrupt causality. A warning note crept in. But you are born of ink. The singularity will be difficult to endure. He's telling me to get in the robot, Shinji? This is fine. Everything is fine. What is this life? Moochok mused. Singularity? The word stuck in his mind. The old man raised his hand. Power gathered in his palm. A swirling point of light and shadow. Take it and leave. What is this gift? This place is the end of the world. A realm of paradox. Moochok resisted. I don't want to go. Remaining is madness. The power surged forward. It flooded into him, a cold fire in his veins. The old man's final words were a whisper in the dissolving dark. Farewell, child of the desolate world. Falling. Endlessly. Confusion a whirlpool in his mind. What did that mean? His eyes flew open. He gasped, air tearing into his lungs. Chichok leaned over him, face etched with alarm. Hyuk! Chichok was at his side in an instant. You okay? Chichok asked, voice tight. He looked like he'd aged 5 years in 5 minutes. I'm fine. Moochok breathed out. Chichok let out a deep, shuddering sigh. Thank God. For a second there, I was gonna have to ask, what did it cost? You know, like Thanos. He looked his brother over. The awakening looked complete. Successful. Director Jung's sister entered, her tone light, teasing. So, did you say hello to the old man for me? Did he give you the secret scroll or just tell you to train for 100 years? Chichok froze. What old man? Moochok's expression stiffened, just slightly. The dream was real. A beam of light descended from the ceiling, scanning Moochok head to toe. It finished in seconds. She examined the readout. Her eyes widened a fraction. Results in. She announced it like she was stating the time. A rank. Not bad. Not the S, but we take those. Silence. Absolute. Then, simultaneously, A rank, both brothers shouted. Chichok looked like he just opened a legendary loot box. She nodded, casual as ever. Whispers exploded around the room. Chichok laughed, a loud, relieved sound. That's insane. We're about to go full anime protagonist, man. Congrats. Moochok just stood there, frozen. The weight of the words settled on him, heavy and bright. Later, in the training room. Archivist ability? Chichok asked. Director Jung confirmed it. Manipulates letters and words. Can support. Can attack. Moochok listened, but his brow was furrowed. I get the rank. Not sure about the power's value. It sounds like I'm a high-level bard in a D&D campaign. Not exactly the main DPS. True, Chichok agreed instantly. We should test it, Jung suggested. Moochok hesitated. Is that a good idea? You've got this, Jishak said, confident. Trust in the heart of the cards or whatever. Muchok relented. Fine. First try, though. He closed his eyes, focusing inward. Strange symbols swirled in his mind's eye, patterns shifting until words solidified. Power prickled across his skin, symbols wrapping around his arms like glowing tattoos. He spoke the command aloud. Archivist, reinforce. The patterns expanded, leaping from him to wrap around Jishak's body. Jishak looked down, surprised. Something's affecting me. He clenched a fist, testing. It's giving me that unbreakable skin feel. Recognition dawned. It's like a defensive skill. He struck his knuckles together. A metallic clink sounded. Feels like steel. This is legit. Director Jung observed, silent. As expected. What else can you do? Heal? Give me a haste buff. Jishak pressed. Muchok hesitated again. The visible words are limited. Reinforce. Accelerate. Shift weight. Jung raised an eyebrow. That sounds insufficient for an A rank. Yeah, that's rough, buddy, Muchok admitted, quoting a classic. Jishak studied his brother's face. He sensed a concealment, something held back. He decided not to press. Not here. Muchok suddenly changed the subject. We should sign the contract. Now, both Jishak and Jung stared, surprised. You should explore other offers first, Jung advised. Yeah, why the rush? Jishak asked. Muchok's reasoning was clear, firm. The contract is fair. Dungeon runs require unity. We join the same company. What's the real motive? Jishak questioned. I won't let you fight alone, Muchok stated, his voice leaving no room. We're a permanent party. We share life and death. This is the way, and I'm awakened now. Jishak considered it. The logic was solid. All right, I'm in. Director Jung nodded. I'll prepare the contract, but first, your hunter test. Written exam. Muchok responded with utter confidence. I've never scored low. Jishak backed him up immediately. He's basically a walking law school cheat code. It's fine. Jung noted, you seem happier. Muchok turned to Jishak sharply. What about the foreign fighter? Jishak admitted it casually. We fought. I won. Muchok reacted with surprise. You fought him. Jishak brushed it off. It's handled. A system ping. Muchok is impressed by your actions. Thumbs up +3. Jishak has unlocked the hidden achievement. One punch bro. It was nothing, Jishak downplayed. Just cleared the side quest. No one else would say that. Jung said respectfully. Muchok's concern returned. Were you hurt? No, I wasn't, Jishak answered honestly. Muchok relaxed visibly. Jung excused himself to finalize the paperwork, leaving the brothers alone. The moment the door clicked shut, Jishak's demeanor shifted. He turned serious, his voice dropping. He asked Muchok directly, point blank, how many gods did you meet? Upon hearing Jishak's question, Muchok answered calmly, a few. They mentioned something called the Chaos Script. No idea what it means. Jishak reacted instantly. The Chaos Script? Is that the final boss quest? The One Piece? Muchok nodded. Probably why gods related to writing are paying attention. Any show interest in me? A few, at first. Nothing recent. I'm waiting. The system's still under maintenance. Muchok found that strange. Jishak shrugged. Not new. My system's always been glitchy. Honestly, it's giving major Error 404 vibes. Let's get food. Muchok hesitated, then spoke again. What if the system is blocking you from contacting them? Blocking how? The connection feels restricted. I don't know why. Just a thought with the maintenance and all. Jishak paused. He might be onto something. Jishak's internal monologue. Wait, that's illegal. He didn't say it aloud. Now at the cafeteria, Muchok sat quietly, phone in hand. On the screen, fragmented phrases, 4 eyes that record truth. Ibis carrying papyrus. Permission denied. Muchok hears the iconic Curb Your Enthusiasm theme in his head. He lowered the phone. My suspicion was right. True names aren't revealed automatically. The gods choosing me, they're all tied to letters. Who's the 4-eyed one? Jishak asked. Not sure. Theory? The figure credited with standardizing Chinese characters. Some myths call him emperor, god, general. Must be insanely powerful. We're talking over 9,000 power levels. A spark lit in his eyes. Might get skills related to Chinese characters. Jishak's excitement was visible. That's limitless. It's like having the full source code. Explains the A rank. And the Ibis? Jishak pressed. Thoth. Egyptian god of writing, knowledge. Libraries, magic, world secrets. The Ibis is his symbol. Ancient magic-based skills. He created hieroglyphs. The abilities would be powerful. We're talking Doctor Strange level reality bending, but with scrolls. Like if the Ancient One had a library card. Jishak wondered aloud, but why? Gods from different cultures, all because of the KOS script. He pointed to the final line, and permission denied. Muchok understood immediately. Only one name fits. Heroes can contact hunters too. Hieroglyphs, Chinese characters, and Hangul. Jishak realized. The Korean writing system. He's literally the GOAT. King Sejong the Great. Obvious choice. The signs were there all along. Same culture, stronger connection. Feels right, Muchok admitted. But something will be lost in return. The classic equivalent exchange. Looks like we're playing Full Metal Alchemist now. Still, something great will come of it. A small price to pay for salvation. Which one will you choose? Before an answer came, time jumped forward. Several weeks later, Hunter skill test. outskirts of Seoul. The facility was a fortress. Guards shouted, hurting the crowd. Follow regulations, step back. Jichok took in the scene. More reporters than hunters. It's a whole red carpet situation. They need to calm down. Just calm down. Your fight video, Muchok said. Defeating a veteran hunter as a rookie. The whole country's watching. Jichok acknowledged the madness. System notifications were still pouring in. The algorithm is feeding on this. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Suddenly, Director Jung appeared. You're here, Jichok asked, surprised. Wouldn't miss it. Your video is trending #1 on YouTube. You've gone full S-tier viral. Seriously, when did I lose control of the narrative? The entire country is watching you. Jichok's reality shifted. My private life is over. I should have never shared that spicy ramen recipe. Shelton was expelled, Jung added. Matter of fact. He surrendered but caused repeated trouble. The group is better off. Muchok frowned. I feel slightly bad for him. It's a shame. You hate to see it. Jung dismissed it. He gestured to the crowd. Your fan base is growing. They call themselves the Thumbs Up Club. Jichok could hardly believe it. Expectations are high for this exam, Jung stated. I'll deliver, Jichok replied, confidence solidifying. A guard's voice boomed. Exam entry begins now. Verify identities. Good luck, Muchok said. Jung stopped Jichok. Support staff is arranged for you. Who? From Yungjin, Muchok clarified, a Jangha subsidiary. A woman stepped forward, bowing politely. I'll be your support. A pleasure. Jichok thanked her. The deja vu hit him. Reminds me of my assistant days. A ghost from the corporate past. Is this where I find out she's the villain, like in every second K-drama? I have a bad feeling about this. As formalities wrapped up, Jichok reflected, I can't believe this is my life now. A guard directed him forward. Jichok stepped ahead, determination hardening his stance. Failure is not an option. We did not come here to play. That's it for today, guys. If you liked the recap, smash the thumbs up and help me awaken. Don't forget to subscribe. You're watching Shura Recaps, signing off.